Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of 52 Topics with Francis Fiorellino. This is our Monday Night Live. We are here. We are here. It is 7:17 on March 2nd, 2026, 7:17 p.m. We were supposed to have a guest today. We'll get into that in a second. Let's say hi to some people. Francisco Horna, Alphonse John Joseph, Francisco Horna once again, Becky Town, La Madrina Patricia, the great, the powerful, the amazing Roro G back in action. We hope that you feel better, Roro. Roro's been a little under the weather. I won't talk too much about what's up with Roro, but let's all hope Roro is feeling a lot better. Joe Root, Middle Village, Big Small, Dan Tundis, Ricky Dickerson, Dion, Scott, Steve, Corruption Connection. What's going on, buddy? Froggy, what's going on? Joe, what's going on? Joe Pistori, Joe Root. I got to separate the Joes. All right. Listen, we were supposed to have a guest tonight, Frank, right? What's up, Proletarian? Lisa Pizzatola. And unfortunately, he had to cancel on us, which is fine. Apparently, he is going to come on. He is going to come speak to us about his recent incident. So who are we supposed to have on tonight?
We were supposed to have Louis Casman, a friend to the show. He's been on here already. You guys know that. He's always memorable when he's here. He's fun like that. But he's going through a little something right now. His mom is sick, and she's gotten a little bit of worse. And she gotten worse. He was supposed to come on today. He called me around 5 o'clock your time, 2 o'clock mine. And he said, "Hey, look, my mom's getting worse. I can't make it today." I said, "Bro, our show is not the biggest thing in the world. Your mom is. You only have one, and that goes out to anybody. And so go take care of your mom. See what you got to do, and whenever. I mean, whenever you want." He goes, "Listen, Frank." He goes, "I appreciate that." And he's like, he always been good, cool with us, He goes, "I appreciate that, and when I come back," he said, "I promise, your show is gonna be speaking ours is gonna be the first one I come by." I said, "Look, man, take care of your stuff." It would have been pretty much of an awesome show, like always, right? Technically,
yeah. I think it still will be. It still will be.
He had gotten arrested this week, and we seen that mugshot of his. I said, "Bro, I was kind of worried." I gave him a call, But what did you hear about it, more or less?
Well, I just heard what's in the report. JJ Lambone emailed it to me. Of course, some people saw the mugshot, so we'll read it. I mean, as far as like my opinion on it, I really don't have one. I was gonna hopefully get the story today from the guy, so I'm not gonna speak on what's true, what's not. I really don't know, but 100%. This was an incident that occurred on Sunday, February 22nd, 2026. Blank, I guess, an officer responded to a location in reference to a battery that occurred. The complainant, a resident's son identified as Louis Casman, alleged that Amanda Rita Henry, the private duty aide he hired for his mother, had assaulted him. Upon arrival, facility staff directed me to blank, where I made contact with Casman. Casman stated that Henry had assaulted him by punching him in the face. Deputies observed Casman's face and noted no visible injuries, including no redness, swelling, bruising, or lacerations. Palm Beach County Fire Rescue responded to the scene to evaluate Casman. After assessment, Casman declined transport to the hospital and completed medical refusal form. Furthermore, it speaks about this Amanda Rita Henry, I guess the medical aide to his mom. I made contact with Henry, who stated the following, not verbatim, so I guess this is a loose quote. Casman became upset and began yelling, using profane language towards staff. The Sunscape staff member exited the room because Casman became aggressive towards them. Henry stated that is when he became physical. Casman grabbed Henry's right arm and scratched her, causing visible red marks. Henry's injury was consistent with her account, and I observed fresh scratches and marks on her right arm. At the time of the battery, victim Amanda Rita. All right. So he was arrested for battery. I guess he's the one that called in reference to an incident. Then it ended up reversing, kind of going not in his favor, kind of in the favor of the person he accused.
Right.
So that's basically what happened. I mean, I wasn't there. I was hoping to get another side of that story. I didn't speak to the health aide either, guys. Sorry. But what do you think about that?
Yeah, this is the first time I heard it. Actually, I asked him if he wanted to talk about it when he came on today. He said, I told him he don't have to. We could talk about other stuff that's going on, and he said, no, I want to talk about it. So we'll leave it up to him when he comes back to talk about it. But until then, let's hope his mom makes a good recovery. It doesn't look good according to Mr. Cashman. So we're there. Our prayers, bro. Our prayers.
Yeah, obviously, we hope that his mom gets well, and if she's not going to get well, then we hope Louis the best and the rest of his family the best. And when he has time, when he's okay to come on, he says he's going to come on the show. So hopefully we'll hear from him then. I know some of you were looking forward to hearing from him, whether out of general concern or you just love when he comes on. That's fine, whatever it may be. But yes. Frank, there's also been a few other things going on in the genre, I guess. There's a lot of things going on, I suppose. I know that you had some issues with some videos that are being put out. Once again, you're not a fan of certain individuals.
I mean, and it seems like I either piss people off or people just ask more of this, and it's always the same people. And we're talking about, hey, what's up, J-Tro? What's going on? It's the same people all the time. This we're talking about Bernstein. Am I correct?
Yeah. I didn't get to see his video. I saw that Jeff put something out wanting to refute what he said. Actually, I did listen to some of what he was saying.
And like Jeff or not, I mean, whoever, he's on the nose. I mean, he's saying that Ronnie One Arm is officially the guy. He's on that panel. Man, the fucking guy's in really bad shape. You guys check out Nadu's video on that, and he'll articulate better than I am right now about the medical woes that fucking Ronnie One Arm has, and how can he run? He can't even run himself. How is he gonna run a family? Poor guy. And I mean that. This guy is just ridiculous. He's always gonna be. He's gonna give us material all the fucking time because he's just that fucking guy. He doesn't piss you off, does he?
Well, here's the thing with what he would report. Let's say on Ronnie One Arm is the consigliere or whatever. I mean, there's probably other guys that I think would be there, not him, but I don't have an opposing source to sit there and be like, oh, he's so wrong or whatever. I just have like my intuition that would say like, yeah, I don't know if I believe that. Thus being why I wouldn't like make a video or refute it, because I don't have any evidence or anyone telling me that it's not true, whereas maybe Jeff does. So that's where I get in a hard place with this stuff. I just have my intuition. I don't know.
Well, yeah, and even before I came,
I just have my intuition. I don't really. Yeah, turn your phone off, please.
Yeah, I did. Just went on. Jeez. Believe me, it's spooky, bro. It just went on by itself. Yeah, okay. And even before I came on here, this wasn't Brett's wheelhouse. He didn't get involved in none of that shit. He brought quality stuff, so he kind of gets a little annoyed, and I don't blame him. When things start going a little bit to the left with these kind of things, am I correct on that?
I get a little annoyed.
I mean, when we bring fucking stuff up that's like,
well, generally, yeah, I'm not someone that likes to.
Yeah, and I get it.
To talk shit on people or defame people. But like when it comes to the reporting stuff, like all of my feelings is just my intuition and what I personally feel doesn't sound right. I don't have an opposing source to actually. Whereas Jeff probably does. He talks to people.
The people, yeah.
I'm not talking to anybody that's connected to these people. Therefore, I wouldn't just go on. Like some people might actually go on there and be like, oh, this guy's full of shit, and then not give any reason why. I don't know. But here's Ronnie One Arm when he got out. Here's a photo. I will say this, that maybe that's just a photo. I mean, doesn't look like a broken down motherfucker who's about to die. I mean, if that's the notion that's out there.
I don't want to be disrespectful, but either was the Weekend and Birdings guy.
I'm not saying he's sick. I don't know, but this photo right here doesn't look like a terrible photo of a person.
Yeah, he's not. He does look not like I used to know.
But it's a photo, right? It's just one photo.
Yeah.
Maybe outside the diner in the sunlight, he looks like the Crypt Keeper. I really don't know. But
listen. He looks. He's better that he's with his family and his friends. Obviously, he's in a good place, and thank God he's not in jail anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he definitely doesn't even look anything like he used to. There's something going on. You know what I mean?
No. I think, yeah. I mean, I believe what's been said that he's not well.
Yeah.
For sure. I don't know the level of his illness. I really don't.
I
don't know. I don't know. I know that if he goes to Aldo's, he's going to get halal pizza. I know that. That's a fact.
Yeah.
And no pepperoni, no pork-based pepperoni.
That's a fact.
Yes.
We got connections too.
Yeah.
Like pizza people out there.
Yeah.
Francisco's going crazy over here. What the fuck? I never seen him go crazy like this on the he's mad at something.
What's going on? I have no idea.
Shout out to Francisco. Brian, what's up? Let me say to some people who we got out there. Scott, Matt.
What's up, man?
Ro, Lisa P, Pasta Patate, and Southie. Southie's out there, so I talked to him. He's doing pretty good too. And our favorite, one of our favorites, Peter Smith. Peter Smith, texted me, not texted me, but emailed me, and we know some of the same people. Shout out to Pete.
Thanks for the 5, Pete. Appreciate you, buddy.
Ranger fan. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the donations. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot. We really appreciate it.
Charles. As we discussed, Aldo's did sell on Crossway Boulevard, and a guy who bought it who has a history of working in pizzerias, but he just happens to be Muslim. So his pizzeria, he's turning Aldo's into a halal-friendly pizzeria. I guess he's going to keep the name. What's up, Detroit City? What's going on? You want to fight about some Detroit shit tonight? What do you got?
Oh, no.
You want to go? You want to go? Fucking, you want to come up? You're making me mad.
Was he defended?
You want to roll in the fucking Packard up to my house right now?
Yeah.
What do you got? A 1938 Packard?
Yeah.
No, that's cool. JJ Lambone, what's up, buddy?
Yes, Detroit City. He was pissed last week.
No, we're good.
No problema.
Bernie's channel apparently, yeah, Brett the Penguin. That is true. I am the Penguin. Was trash talking on Bernstein's channel. Apparently, your AKA is Brett the Penguin. I don't know why this guy still talks about me. I don't talk about this guy. This guy's a fucking.
You know what happened? I'm going to be honest.
I don't even talk about this guy. And what is
I'm
this
going to
guy
mention his
about
name.
For?
I think his boyfriend was here today, but we're not going to mention his name. But I will say this: when he gets more views when we go over there and fuck with him. So he got kind of addicted to that. So now his new thing is he goes to places like Bernstein. I've seen him there too. I just didn't really answer to his bullshit. And he tries to pick a fight. This is not what they do. This is not the Mafia. I know about the Mafia. So he tries to draw them to his. Yeah, so that's what he's trying to do.
Well, here's the thing. And somebody sent me something. I don't know why. Someone sent me something today. And so I was looking at the comments. And it's not your fault, Lisa. Whatever. You do whatever you want. Talk to him. I don't care. But I just like to not be the target because I'm not talking about him. But it's fine. There's no way you can get through to somebody like him because he's so stupid. Like, this is why I'm trying to explain to people. And I went to the comments of this video somebody sent me. And he's talking about an incident, saying it happened this time. The guy's like, "You're a liar. It happened." And he's like, "Show me." And he's like, "Yeah, see, it happened 33 years later." He's like, "Yeah, so what? I got it wrong. Stupid. Show your face."
Show your face.
And I'm like, what? You can't like penetrate his brain. You can't correct him. You can't tell him an opposite version of anything because he's too fucking stupid to absorb it. So you're just wasting your time.
Right.
And I
Look,
mean that genuinely.
you're right. You're right. No self-awareness. That's what that is.
No,
Has no self-awareness whatsoever.
he's a narcissist for sure. He's a
Yeah.
narcissist. No self-awareness.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Likes to yell at his wife behind the cash register in front of the customers. We know about that. It's been reported. Check it out. It's been reported.
And he's from the Shy state.
And he spends his time in the Shishang state.
he gets his tan in the Shy state.
Right.
Dayon, what's up, brother? Don't even waste your time. I know, man. I just can't help myself sometimes. Brett's got the good idea. I don't. The hell was I gonna
He's
go?
not a worthy adversary because he's so stupid. You have to fight with smart people, not stupid people. That's what half of this genre hasn't figured out yet, I guess.
Yeah. But
yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just say shout out to Charles. He's getting knee surgery tomorrow. I think he's going to get whacked by anesthesia, but I think you're going to be okay, Charles. I think everything's okay. I think you're going to be fine, buddy.
Did you say he was going to get whacked by Anastasia?
He said, hopefully I wake up from Albert Anastasia. No, anesthesia.
Anesthesia.
Your patellas are going to be fine. Your patella tendons and whatever else is going on.
Right. Shit. Well, but what else was I gonna fucking? Oh, yes. Before I forget, so I talked to John Alite today. I told you, right?
Yes, this is good. Have you? Yeah, let's talk about that.
All right. So we got it partially wrong, but most of it right. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Yeah. And who are we talking about?
We're talking about Caruso.
Zach Caruso, real name
Jimmy the nut something. Jimmy
Siracamo.
Jimmy Sirocco. Well,
Sirocco.
Yeah, so basically, did he get his ass kicked to the that bad where he was going to get killed for threatening Junior Gotti at one time? Yes. The order came from, according to John Alite, it came from the father, Junior's father himself, and fucked that guy up. You know, he made a comment, and the guy got it partially right. It was over fireworks at one time, and the second time it was over sports betting. He wanted to take over his shit in fucking Howard Beach, which I don't know who the fuck gave him to go ahead. And that wasn't Jimmy Easy Sirocco. It wasn't a good idea. So they called him the first time, they gave him a good beating. But the second time, after the first time, they said, if you catch him again, just fucking kill him. And he went to a sit down with Sirocco's guy, who was at the time Wild Bill, apparently. And he said, do what you got to do. And John, the father, right, senior, told him, just fucking kill the guy. And they caught him a second time, and they almost did.
Now, when you say Wild Bill, you talk about another Wild Bill, not Cutolo?
Cutolo.
You are talking about Cutolo. All right, because I thought
he was around him somewhat, you know, like doing, you know, but Wild Bill has fucking like 100 guys around him, you know? So who the fuck? I don't. That's what they told me. So anyhow, to make a long story short, I told him about this fucking guy. Was he a killer like he says he was? Nah. No, not at all. Fucking, he was no killer. He goes, his brother was a tough guy, but he wasn't a killer either. So there you go.
I'm sorry. I apologize. So I was going to say, let's just play a clip of from John's show. I don't think he would get mad about that. We'll react to some of this. And sorry, guys, we had a guest tonight, so we got a few things we kind of thought of last minute maybe to go over. We have a couple things coming later, but definitely apologize. We did have a guest. We had a thumbnail up. Sorry for anyone that came here because of that thumbnail. You could stay for Johnny Alite, huh? So let's just
about a guy named Zach. I knew him as Jimmy Easy. James Easy had a brother, Johnny.
The fuck happened?
Both very wild guys. Originally, when the podcast came out in your book, a lot of people contacted me, actually dozens, discussing is this guy a fraud or is he real? And I didn't pay attention at first. Then I started looking into him. He used a lot of names that I was familiar with, and I knew who he was. I knew him from the street as James Easy. He actually was a wild guy, so was his brother. So for the people who think that he was a fraud, he's not. I know him for a lot of years, and not in a good way. He was an adversary of ours, meaning the Gambino family. So for the people that don't know, there's going to be several names that we're going to be brought up. One is Joe Massino. The other is Wild Bill. Those were guys that he was involved with. There are also other guys that were friends with me. I'm friends with Wild Bill's son, Billy. And he had a problem, James. And I was told by the Gotti family, junior and senior, to hurt James. But I want you to introduce yourself, how you got to know.
So basically, he goes on to say actually that what he gave him, there was 2 beatings on him. He was only there for one of them.
Right. But he was there in the one where he caught the one that eventually led to him joining the WITSEC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that jacket though. He looks like he's in the cast of that show, the one in Montana, Yellowstone.
Read in the book and from the podcast that you guys did. So if people don't know, you sat alongside him on a podcast that I thought the interviewer did a pretty good job, except he didn't really explain who you were. So for the people that didn't understand, I thought either you were his partner or you were an author. I knew it was one or the other. It really wasn't explained for the people that didn't know. But also to authenticate him, and he did cooperate, I believe, around 2005, if I got those years right. But on his behalf, he cooperated against a regime of bosses that were all cooperating. And here's where I talk about the Mafia is not the same when Joe Massino, the boss, is wearing a wire. His brother-in-law, Salvatore, the underboss, is cooperating. His concierge and about 12 captains. We're putting Jimmy in a place where people call people cooperators. I wouldn't call him a cooperator. I'd call him a guy that's responding to a whole crime family that just cooperated.
So let's stop it at that. What is your take on what he said right there? Actually,
well, at the end, he's a cooperator, just like I am. So fuck you. But anyways, yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, I'm one of the guys that have been taking John seriously for a long time because I know what John was out there. I was talking to him a little bit, and when I was growing up, him and Vito were 2 of the guys that were out there doing what they were doing. But John had a little bit more of an edge on Vito, and I'm talking about Vito Guzzo. Back then, now, is because he had a bigger fucking platform. He had bigger clout. His crew was humongous. Imagine being under fucking Junior, whose father is the guy,
Yeah.
Vito always had to watch himself. He was always on eggshells. But today, Vito, to me, is the most, if he's still in that life, probably the most powerful guy out there.
Well, you think so, really? The most powerful.
Yeah. If he wants to get back in that life, because, well, you know what I forget a lot is his age. So if you go like people older than him who could go neck and neck with him, there's not many left. You know what I mean? And if they are, they're on walkies or whatever. Being like who would give him a run for their money? But look at him, poor fucking Ronnie One Arm. He's not doing anything. And then you got everybody below him. I don't know anybody under Vito's age that was just as, mind you, let's talk about Queens. Or even the Bronx. As powerful as him. Or up and coming as him. Or have that fucking, that hunger to be where he wanted to be. Right. There's a poor kid who took 40 years too. The Bartholomew kid, Tommy Reynolds. But he's not in the, he doesn't have no desire. I'm not saying Vito does to be in that fucking realm. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of people like, well, fuck this life. Doesn't mean they're not tough. There's a lot of guys after 20, 30 years. It's just, put it this way. I know he's a different person.
Yeah, and I guess I forget too that he's like what 60 years
Right,
old,
right.
61 years old. It's hard to believe.
Yeah.
Not to mention he looks fucking jacked in some in some of
Yeah.
those photos I see. I mean, it doesn't,
I'm
yeah.
not talking about the Ridgewood story, Vito, because I'm talking about
Right.
60-year-old Vito, which, you know, the further you go, your legacy even fucking lives on forever.
Right.
We could spend the whole fucking show talking about this fucking guy. You know, he's just that guy, you know. But that's where he is on that. But John, for someone who flipped John at one time, they were neck and neck, and John might have been a little bit more I'm not saying scary, it's different. What word I want to use? I want to use with more, he had more connections, more juice.
Well, yeah, I would say
That's
so.
Yeah.
I mean, he had, a connection to the hierarchy. I mean, Vito had his friends.
Basically, his dad was taken away from him.
Yeah.
He always had to rely on people that knew his dad. Where this guy, you know, he could do no wrong. This fucking John Jr. guy. We're gonna compare John Jr. to fucking Vito Guzzo. Fuck out of here. No, it's a joke. It's a fucking joke.
What happens to Ronnie One-Armed Son, who is on the shelf?
See, no, that's a question for the professionals for sure. And when I talk about somebody who's, and I like, maybe Howie could answer that one better than I would, but you got to remember he's not around on that. But I don't know. I must have seen that kid twice or three times, and he used to come see the kid Vito Love now and then. I've never had a conversation with him, and that was it. But I don't know nothing about. I know he's a money. He makes money, and when you're in that life and you get shelved, chances are they're going to take you back just because you make money. If you didn't make money, they'd kill you. It was just, you know, they don't feel threatened. It used to be that way anyway. You couldn't shove some guys. That was the ultimate insult. Well, I'll just go fucking do this and that. You shove certain guys at one time. We got some membership things going today, right?
Yeah. Once I figure that, hold on one second.
Thank you.
Proletarian Vito tall for Italians or regular people too?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Is he tall? I have no idea.
Oh, is he tall? He's half Austrian, I believe. So he's not that tall, but he's strong. He's probably 5'10".
It's one of them autist questions. Elijah's dad, what's going on, buddy? How are you? All right, listen. Let me see something real quick. Obviously, somebody brought up Nadu. Obviously, that I don't know, whatever that crypto thing's going on, whatever. That's never gonna end. We don't really got to talk about that. You guys want to invest in it? Go invest in it. Have a good time.
What are you drinking there, buddy?
That's whatever. It's a polar seltzer. Polar seltzer.
Yeah.
Speaking of polar, I was away for a few days, guys. I went over to Vermont. It was fucking cold as I don't think hell's cold, but whatever. It was cold as hell. I woke up there this morning. I drove back from Vermont today. It was -3, which didn't feel that bad because it wasn't that windy. I don't mind the cold as long as it's not windy, but it was fucking cold. It was icy. Vermont, huh? I didn't really. I didn't really know much. I didn't know much about Vermont. And then when I was there, I was like, I started looking into it. I didn't know much. Interesting place for sure.
It is. I'm quite familiar with it, but not really. I think I talked to you about this. When I was in the program, the feds wanted to go for a walk and talk. I was like, where are we going to go? They go, well, let's go to Vermont. I mean, they don't tell you. They tell you on this. What happens is you take 2 planes. So I take the first plane, and the first place I go to is, I believe, somewhere. It was either Detroit. So I end up in Detroit. Shout out to Siggy, the Detroit. They have that fucking cave where the disco music's playing, the techno shit. So I end up there, and then the guy that greets me there goes, "Well, you're gonna have to go to Vermont." I said, "Fuck, all right, let's go to Vermont." Fuck, it's not like I have anything to do, right? So there I go. I land in Burlington. You familiar with that place?
Yeah, that's where. Well, he said was I interviewing Bernie Sanders. Yeah, I think that's where Bernie Sanders is from. That's where he's not. Well, he's from Brooklyn, but I think that's where he's at, Burlington. But no, I didn't go as far as Burlington. But that's where you ended up.
I ended up in Burlington just to go west, and I ended up like the west part of the state in a ski resort. And they said, "Hey, stay here for a couple of days. We'll come get you." Like, whatever. I don't know what the fuck I am, right? So they rent out this fucking place, and it had everything. The only thing I was missing was a fucking chick. So they rented this whole fucking place just to keep me there for 2 fucking days with nothing. I had no car. I don't know. I go, "Is there a restaurant around here?" It was about it's about a mile. I was walking and fucking until my knees to go to this place. And have you ever been to these ski resort places? They're all like landmarked in. They're all landmarked in, and they don't fuck with the houses or the restaurants. So everything is like a little bit. I'm 5'8". It seems like everything was like 6 foot, because the people were real short back then. And places like Coach, Fendi, they're all there because we're the rich ski people. I end up staying there 2 days. They picked me up. So I said, "Wow, Vermont is pretty trendy. It's not bad." So now they go east. Now when they bring me east, they bring me like, I don't know, 3 hours. We passed Burlington again, but on the way we would pass like a Walmart and shit. And I tell you, man, I've never seen so many poor white people in my life. I've seen people really, really getting by and all. I always thought Vermont to be this different place. Families. It was a big mountains. It was a rude awakening to the first experience I had. Finally, they bring me to a fucking another place in Vermont, like the other side where they have like the leaves that fall. They go watch the leaves fall during the fall time, but it wasn't in season. So they rented this fucking Adams family looking house. And then I met up with my connections there. But I was there overnight. Look, fucking house was creaking, everything.
Yeah,
and we talked about what we talked about.
Yeah, I think Burlington is like the biggest, like most populous, whatever you want to call it, a city, or the most place that might resemble somewhat of a city or something as far as Vermont goes. But I didn't realize, I started looking at populations and it's like 650,000 people live in Vermont. That blew my fucking mind. I was like, wait a second. I feel like there's 650,000 people that live within a mile of me, And then like fucking, I guess like 70% of it is like forestry. So I'm driving through this thing. I'm like, wow, this is fucking really what it is, huh? I just didn't know. I didn't realize it. I didn't realize it until I was there, what it was like.
Yeah.
And then I realized that it's like the whitest state in the United States of America, but more Black Lives Matter signs than I've ever seen in my life, which whatever, that's fine. But I thought that was definitely interesting.
They don't even have jails there. Like if you got to go to prison. They have jails.
Dude, I saw maybe one cop car the whole time I was there. I swear to God.
Yeah. Their problem is all the opioids and the burglaries and shit. But once you get fucking designated, they have other states contract your prisoners, like New Hampshire or Maine or whatever. But they don't have them there. Siggy said all the pigeons are in. They'd send it to Michigan and Ohio. I think he's talking about stool pigeons. I go, yeah, but
Michigan and Ohio. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
Because they're safe over there. None of you is going to do anything to them. It's soft. But anyhow, let's get back to realization. Yeah, and then I was in. I liked Maine a lot.
Yeah, I think Maine has more population and more going on, maybe. But man, yeah, strange. Vermont.
Maine. I was in Portland for about 2 weeks. That wasn't bad, but it was cold. Right off the fucking water.
Yeah. Portland, Maine.
Yeah. Portland, Maine. They have this place, Old Town. The AA team for the Red Sox play there. So they had this replica. I think they called it Sea Dogs or something.
Mm-hmm.
And the replica they have a replica of the Fenway Park, the wall. So like that, when they go to the pros, they've been playing with that. You understand?
Yeah.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah. New England is nice. I think New England's pretty cool, but some of it is fucking out there. Francisco, who is let me see who this individual is talking about. Big Joe 9000. What's up, Big Joe? DR in the house. Alpo Martinez, when he was in Witsack, lived in Maine, but he was bored and went back to Harlem. That's what I heard, right?
Yeah, he ended up getting clipped right in Harlem. The Sea Dogs, Portland Sea Dogs. Shout out to Southie.
Portland Sea Dogs, huh? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's a AA team.
I had some friends that would go to Vermont to pick blueberries. Interesting. Vermont and Maine have white trash communities tucked away, lots of welfare and opioids, scary looking ghouls. Yeah, so I wasn't in those areas. I was like in like the Killington, like the mountain, the resort area there. I stayed not, and then there's this like hip little trendy town called Woodstock, Vermont. That was like really like woke, as they say, or whatever. I can tell it was that in a sense. Lots of good coffee, stuff like that. But I could tell it was like kind of trendy, kind of New Paltz-ish, if you will, if you ever been up there in New York. But yeah, so I didn't get really deep into like the opioid fucking ghoul looking people sections. But yeah, it has an aging population. There's no opportunity there, like many places in the United States. And it's not trending upwards. Let's put it that way. Salem around Halloween is great. Yes, I haven't done it, but I heard it's good.
That's where the witch hunts. You remember that Salem witch hunts?
The Salem witch trials. Yes.
I read that book in high school, The Crucible.
The Crucible. Yes.
By Arthur Miller. You know who Arthur Miller was married to?
Who?
Like a lot of Marilyn Monroe. They were married for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, that was what was her name? I haven't read that book in years. I haven't read. I read it one time and then seen a movie about 4.
I'm white as snow, but no trash is scarier than rural white trash. Yeah, I mean they're equipped. Eugene, Oregon is nice. Portland has too many. Yeah, so I've seen. It seems that way. You have to say Boston when you're talking New England. Everywhere else is different. Yeah.
Death of a Salesman. That's Arthur Miller. Yeah. Maybe we should take a 52 topics trip to Salem, Massachusetts.
That'll be good. Yeah.
Everybody has to dress up as your favorite MobTube content creator.
Lisa says yesterday was the anniversary of the Salem witch. What was the real thing with that? Like these women were just like mentally ill or something? Like what was the real deal with that?
So these 3 little girls, one was coming of age, she's had the hots for a married man. This John Proctor, his name was. No relations to James.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Maybe John, and she basically couldn't get her way, so she started making stories about the townspeople to get her way, to get back at, be scornful, and that's what happened. So they thought she was possessed by the devil, so they were just hanging these motherfuckers one by one.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. The Crucible. You know what's funny about that, and not to get off subject, Arthur Miller was a victim of his own witch hunt with McCarthy. McCarthy is the Wisconsin senator. Remember him?
Yeah, with the communist thing.
Well, he was accused of being a communist, and he wasn't allowed to. He was being scrutinized and being blackballed for a while. And he writes this book in the 50s, I believe, which is so much to what happened to him in life. So that's what makes that story all
Right.
even better, you know. So
Eh,
I can't I have a pretty good memory. I don't know how
You
I
gotta
do
take
it.
the good with the bad, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh, I do supernatural live streams. Is that right, Classic Guy? You have like a YouTube channel, Classic Guy? Share it.
Yeah, please.
Brett, frankly, these small towns don't like city slickers. I guess, I mean, I don't know. I guess so. I like it. I do like it, but Vermont was like next level. Like I was in Virginia recently. I was in the Shenandoah Valley region. It wasn't even, I mean, even there was kind of like, but this was like way out. This was like I'm driving through fucking Bob Ross paintings everywhere I go. And then there's a fucking house here, a house there. And then there's like little hip, little tiny villages, but most of it is just like forestry. Yeah. I don't
So
know.
if it wasn't for these small towns, I would have never got laid.
Yeah. I like those people more than city people. I can't stand these fucking people. I'm sick of these people. But that's just me. Yeah, share your YouTube channel, Classic Guy. Let's see what's up with that.
Francisco says that I'm eating here Clayton spaghetti and McDonald's burger and drinking Sprite. Still listening here. Thank you, Francisco. Bon appetit.
Clayton spaghetti. What is Clayton spaghetti?
She's on a roll. Leave it alone.
Clayton spaghetti. Huh.
Oh, there's a little PGA says, hold on. One of the women accused of witchcraft during the Salem trials was an ancestor of a founding father, I believe.
Is that right?
Yes, Proctor, the founding father. The founding father of YouTube. Shout out to James. I hope everything works out for you, brother. And you could come on because we do miss you.
What, his channel? What happened with it? It's gone.
I don't know who says this,
Yeah.
who says that. They downloaded 2,500 of his videos right now. But what the fuck? Good guy. Sometimes bad things happen to good people.
Throw away the keys.
Damn.
Huh?
Throw away the keys. It's getting so freaking ridiculous when it comes to Gene Barella.
James Madison Proctor says Rangers. We do have funny people here. We love you guys. We love
What's
you.
up, Fap all the time, James Madison Proctor?
That's good. That's good. Throw away the keys. Yes, another fat ball of time. Where's all my man?
John Quincy Proctor. YouTube Classic Guy 66. Is that what it is?
Roadrunner
Ben,
Steve.
what's going on, man? YouTube Classic Guy 66.
So, guys, we're probably gonna episode 4. Hopefully, we'll have it. We'll have it this week, and then I'm not promising anything. We'll have Pedge on Monday. Is that right?
Yeah, my computer's like bugging out right now.
Are you okay? Did you see another fat ball Italian says, is Lee Crumbum this week? Nah, probably not.
You got to give me a minute. I don't know if you see me on the screen. You see me?
Yeah, you're perfect.
No, but I'm like frozen on my side. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, keep going. Keep talking. It's fine.
You're good.
Yeah, but I don't see the screen right now, but I will in a second.
Yeah, you're good. We were talking about, what were you talking about? Forest Hills, Kew Gardens?
Forest Hills Kew Gardens, yeah. We were.
Like how many cases come out of there? Thank you. Thank you. Another fat ball Italian. We appreciate
Thank you, my man. $49.99 from AFBI. Thank you, buddy. Really appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. That's good. It makes us feel like we're doing half right.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you. Yeah, talking about the neighborhoods. You know, when me and Brett came into this, we would start. We're a little bit more New York than we are now, and sometimes we shifted this way and said, "Hey, we gotta get some of that back."
Yeah. What is this? Sully 62. Gene Barella is now claiming to be a mental health counselor. What the fuck is that about?
I don't believe that at all.
Whoa.
Yeah. Sit down and I'll tell you what's wrong with you.
Carlo, what's going on? Yeah, he's out in Forest Hills. What's going on, buddy? Gene says he has a mental health. He's a mental health specialist. He's a mental health specialist.
Mm.
Big Joe says my hometown produced two great legends, DMX and Lee Cole. What is that? Is that Yonkers or something?
Where is that? Where is that? Where?
Is that Yonkers?
He has got to be.
Thank you, Henry Rocco. Appreciate you, buddy. 1999. Thank you,
Henry Rocco. Thank you,
buddy.
guys.
Much appreciated. When did he say that? Matt says, I don't know when Matt said when he said. I think Gene bought into a rehab. Well, that's a lot of people do that in Florida. They get into this through the rehab industry. I don't know what it's all about.
We talked about that, Brett.
Yeah.
I know somebody that I haven't talked to in a long time that's got into it. Eventually I will, because I'll probably go see him now in Florida. But
Medicaid rackets. I will say that I have a friend in Florida that does have one. But my friend was what you would call a junk box for a long time. Went to Florida, got clean, met his wife, started working for rehab facilities, and eventually was able to open his own up. So it's not on some. Now, does he probably know some loopholes? Probably, but it's not on some like fucking grimy ass, oh, I know how to fucking make money in this health industry shit. On some fucking Bosch pharmaceutical A-Rod shit life. So from what I hear, that a lot of that is going on, but whatever. I mean, I don't know. That's Florida, baby.
It seems like in Florida, a lot of that goes on. There's a basketball player, NBA basketball player, Jason Williams. I think we talked about him already here. that I went to school with in Christ the King back in the day. He does that for addicts and you know, for the ones who can't afford, and he has one for the people who can afford. Like he has this complex, exports athletes and actors, whatnot, or people who have money. So shout out to Jason Williams for that.
Frank, you know Natalie Rosa?
No, I don't. Natalie Rosa. No. That doesn't sound familiar. I didn't know many. I knew a Natalie. I don't know. Maybe if you could explain from where, maybe it'll come back to me.
Brett, did you ever do anything on the Tango Boys? I never did anything on the Tango Boys. Other channels have. Actually, Lee Cole did something on the Tanglewood Boys, I'm pretty sure.
He was there.
Nadu has done something on the Tanglewood Boys. I guess I don't feel like I have to because other people have. There are some crews I intentionally don't cover for whatever reason. That would be one of them. I've said that in the past, but yeah, some things I don't like talking about. I believe the place Gene was repping is Speranza Behavioral Health. He was wearing a hat with that name. Okay, so a side of Rolex, a side of Addiction Health. That's good. You could sell watches. You could sell fucking get clean in the rehab. There's a lot of opportunities in Florida, ladies and gentlemen. What's your excuse?
We want to know.
PJA. Where's Giacomo Bugiardo Amato? Here we go. This fucking new theory. This fucking guy. Proletarian Reggiano Jr. rehabilitates people in Florida by feeding them grapefruit.
You know what I'm thinking, Brett? This motherfucker, right? He probably thought Homeboy was coming on tonight, and he just showed up.
Yeah. Tom, did you randomly see a Casman thumbnail earlier? And then maybe you clicked out of YouTube and said, I'll be there later? Yeah. He was supposed to come on, Tom, but he had to cancel last minute.
Yeah. Detroit Siggy goes, Frank, do you remember the people that were robbing the social clubs, the Gambino ones? Yeah, of course. That was in the 90s. Of course, Siggy.
The Uvas, Gunsmoke, the Don, the wokest man alive. There he is. What's going on, buddy?
Is that Gunsmoke?
Yeah.
Fucking Gunsmoke's the best. What happened? He woke up. Was this a mistake? I can't get mad at Gunsmoke. I only come on once a week. You figure you'll come on the show. I kind of like.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
Casman's not in jail, Tom. He did get arrested, but he's not in jail currently.
No.
Pasta Patate says maybe New Theory can create an AI program to track down Salvatore, and we can all donate to get him some cash to talk. What do you think, Tom? What do you think? Didn't Tom talk about that already?
About what?
Locating people via AI. He already spoke about that. Pasta Patate.
Yeah. You know what? He was ahead of his time, Tom. He brought a lot of arguments to this fucking genre that people are like, what are you talking about? AI, facial recognition. And now it's like, and you know what I mean? He used to talk about this shit on the show 3 years ago.
He says, like, AI works for locating people. Interesting. Tom is locating people via AI. Didn't Casman beat up a nurse? Listen, Tom, we don't know. That's in the report. So we have the report here.
Tom's
going to come on. He said we were supposed to come on and talk about it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave final judgment until I get another side of the story. Apparently, according to the report, he initially had called the cops because he said that he was punched. Turns out, according to the report, it could be that he was the aggressor who grabbed some woman's arm. I was hoping he would come on and he could explain himself. He wanted to come on and talk about it.
Hey, listen, I ain't gonna fuck. You're fucking with my mom. I don't give a shit who you are. You know what? And I've never hit a woman in my life.
He backhanded a first responder. It happens all the time. Allegedly, as JJ Lambone says, allegedly. So Tom, he was gonna come on and unpack it.
Today we're gonna unpack. There's a lot to unpack here. Time to unpack.
Unpacking.
It's probably been a couple of months since I played that thing. Frankie, the Patsy's Pizza in Boca is the same owner from Arthur Avenue. Yes. Patsy's Pizza in Boca is the same owner from Arthur Avenue.
I don't know. I'd be lying to you if I knew that.
Patsy's Arthur Avenue.
You love this. I got a crazy significant other wanting to come here and fuck me up.
I know Pasquale's Rigoletto on Arthur Avenue. Is there a Patsy's on Arthur Avenue? I don't know. Anyway, what are you saying? What's with your phone? Fucking what is with that? You getting fucking
a crazy chick. I gotta fucking come here.
The aliens are gonna beam you up. You gonna get probed tonight, buddy?
Dude, you wanna
fuck is going on? What's worse, wearing a wire on an old person or clocking them? Jesus. What's the other thing with Agnello, Carmen Agnello? So he's supposed to get sentenced to go to prison for his COVID PPE loan fraud, which was over $1 million worth of fraud. He's supposed to get something like 3 years or something like that. 3 to 4 years, whatever it was. Now they're saying that I guess he has a kidney to donate to sick. His mother is sick. Is that what they're reporting?
Mom's sick. Yeah.
So he could potentially donate a kidney. So through his donation of a kidney, he is trying to get some sort of, I forgot what the term is, but let's just, for lack of the real term, let's say some sort of modified sentence.
Well, or at least
where it's like maybe a supervised life out on the streets somehow, whatever it is. I don't know the term for it. I forget.
There's a term for it in jail. They drop you down. It's done an enhancement, but because of a medical whatever. He's not gonna get that, unfortunately. And what I
why
hear,
is that unfortunate though? I mean, if he's still able to do the kidney thing and then heal up and then go to prison, I don't see how that's unfortunate. Unfortunate for him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Unfortunately, they can't do it.
Oh, okay, for him it is.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I hope that he's able to do the kidney thing.
He is. That's what. Yeah. I heard he's going to do it regardless.
Good. That's great.
That's his mom.
No, that's great. I hope that he's. I thought that maybe he wasn't going to be able to, because then I would feel bad. But hey, listen, if he's able to do the kidney thing, and then he could, like I said, surgery goes well on both sides. Let's hope, and then he goes to prison. What's wrong with that?
Right. I agree. I don't know. I just don't know how that would be. They're not going to give him any kind of, yeah, you give it and then goes after. That's what probably would happen. That makes sense.
Right. Sucks because the politicians run scams all the time and don't get shit. But if you're related to the Gottis, I don't know. I think a lot of people got busted with those PPE fucking loan frauds. Right? I mean, a lot of people got busted with that. I mean, I don't think anyone got significant 10, 20, 30 years. But at the same time, I don't know like what the largest one was. I don't know.
It's regarded fraud, right?
It's fraud. Yeah, of course. Yeah. You're ripping off the government. It's government fraud. It's
on fraud cases with the government, there's a bracket and it goes by money. How much
he's
money?
He's over $1 million. He's 6 figures.
Yeah, so that's why it goes up the years in that. They do that with
7 figures. I'm sorry, 7 figures.
7 figures. Yeah, that's no joke, man. He's looking at what, at least 5 years, 6 years?
Yeah. Yeah, so the PPE loan stuff, I don't feel bad when I know people say like financial crimes a lot of the times. I could agree with maybe figuring something else out for some people, but the PPE loans piss me off because a lot of people lost their livelihoods with the pandemic. The government took a lot of people's livelihoods away, and then then you have these people fucking scamming on the side. So I really don't feel bad. I don't.
I think his father was fucking accused of scamming in the 9/11 someone one way or another.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I mean, it's like whatever.
I'm gonna start crying if that's what you want me to do.
They were giving away money like candy. Yeah. And then they anyway. Yeah, anyway, so we hope obviously that people can get we hope surgery happens and it could help his mother out, of course. Yeah.
Of course, 100%. Vicky Gotti. I hope everything works out. I hope they find the remedy and at the end of the day, she's not the annoying one. The other one is.
It bailed me out big time. I kept my team on my pair. Yeah, so you were helping people that could potentially have been out of a fucking job. Yeah, I mean that's what it's for. It's not for whatever else, whatever the situation was. I don't know. I have no idea.
This country was hurting. The world was hurting. I mean, what the fuck? And you have these people taking advantage.
Oh, that's right. Did he actually invest the money in crypto? Please, I think you're right about that. Actually. I think you're fucking right. John Grady's pleaded guilty, $1 million in COVID relief for, now he wants to cut a deal. I think you're fucking right about that, dude. Hold on. Between April 20th and November 21st, prosecutors say Agnello stole $1.1 million in relief funds from the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program, which he used to line his pockets, for example, by investing about $420,000 in cryptocurrency business. Okay. All right. Another fucking OCN boy. All right. Go to jail, dude. Just go to fucking jail. give up the fucking kidney and then go to jail. All right. Let's move on to
he's lucky he didn't have, he's lucky he didn't have a fucking judge that said, how many sons do you got? Well, go ask the other one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen.
Ask your brother Johnny.
Jesus Christ, dude.
It's so sad because she hasn't done anything or anything like that. But at the same time, you get the fucking people are so harsh on these people because what they're doing these days. Some of the family members.
Yeah.
And I hear her sons are really nice kids. Like one really went far in school. I know how nice was he did, but that could have been anybody. He frauded whatever. So
it was Mr. Agnello. Economic injury disaster loan. Okay, so that's a different from the PPE. That's a EIDL loan program, which you use to line his pockets, for example. And Tom and Sigi are saying that that has to be paid back as opposed to a PPE loan, which is forgivable. Interesting. Okay. But I guess the fraud is saying you're using it for something and you're using it for something else. Well, he has to pay it back now anyway.
Yeah, that's fucking. I mean,
Plus interest, I think. I think they're hitting him with some interest. Yeah.
good interest too.
Yeah.
Look, if you're gonna do the fucking time, why should you pay it back? I never got that.
Brett, did you buy that cat? Yeah, yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yeah.
Keep that cat away from fucking Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke is getting hungry right now.
I got this with a EIDL loan. Yep. 100%. 100%. OCN. That cat is freaking me out. Tom, what are you scared about the cat for? He claims he had employees that never existed. Yeah. So Tom, since you spoke to Dom, I don't know if you followed the OCN thing, but we found out about a little Chinese guy named Dane and somebody else who was responsible for minting the coin. These guys were the brains behind the operation. They're responsible for all the tech behind the operation. Well, they rug pulled, but it's still not a scam. So that's what's going on, Tom. You understand, Tom? Have you unpacked that yet? Don't think so. That's how the claim works. You claim to have 100 employees when it's only a dozen. Yeah. What's up, Fish? What's going on?
Mr. Fish, what's up, baby?
Didn't Michael Thompson, former AB member, also get charged? Yes, he did get a scam. The AB guy that got out of prison, he got charged with some sort of loan scam. That is very true. Yes. That's true also, Scott. Yeah, bringing me prosperity. Yeah, so he got out of prison and then he got hit with some employment scam or whatever the fuck it was. Not a scam, of course it was. Yeah, it was a scam. Yeah, it was a scam. Whether he wanted it to be or not, it was a scam. Scam people! Hi, Roro G. He.
Miss Roro.
What was with Forest Hills before? You were talking about Forest Hills.
I was talking about those cases out of freaking Forest Hills that always made national news. Oh, like Kew Gardens. For example, you have Bernie Getz. Remember him?
Yes.
He was from Kew Gardens, I believe, or Forest Hills. To me, they've always been the same anyway. Then you have the son of Sam.
They are kind of the same.
Yeah, you're very familiar with that. What's up, Nadu? You're very familiar with that case. And I think 2 people got killed there. There was Johnny and his girlfriend. Johnny's a guy that used to be a bartender in my neighborhood. And him and his girlfriend were hanging out. I think they were making out or getting in the car. I don't remember the particulars. How did that go down?
About to get in the car, I believe.
They were about to get into the car, and the son of Sam went right there and shot his girl. Right. And that was right there by Beefsteak Charlie's in Forest Hills. And then the other girl, she was coming, a nursing student, I think she got killed too.
Yeah, I think they were within I remember Manny said both shootings were within 50. Christine Freund, that's what your buddy John Deal's girl's name.
Yes.
Yeah. So you had the SOS shootings, but also Forest Hills. That's all of that Goodfellas lore, all of that, the Sweet, 4 Men Only, Martin Krugman's shops. I mean, that's all Forest Hills, So yes. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that going on. Alice Crimmins, who we spoke about earlier.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that. By the Midway, there was this restaurant. It was called Tutto Bene, and then it moved to Metropolitan area of Forest Hills. But it was there, and that was the few times I went to parties there as a kid. They had a piano. It was always the Pizza Connection guys. It was usually baptism or a confirmation. They would have a party there, and we fondest memories. Baldo would be there sometimes. Caesar. Mimo was in the picture with my family. He ran the place Al Dente.
Right. One of the main that was on Queens Boulevard. That was considered Forest Hills, right? Yeah.
Which one? The Tutto Bene?
Yeah. No. The other one on Queens Boulevard.
Al Dente. That was a pizza place. Yeah, that was a pizza place. I believe it's almost like Regal Park and the Forest Hills. No. You're right. It's on the cusp.
changes quick over there. You know, it's like
Yeah. So I remember that place being there. The mobsters used to love to hang out on Austin Street. They did when I was growing up. They had Danielle's, the Lemon Tree. They had a lot of places there. And it moved to Massapequa now. What, Tutto Bene? Tutto Bene was a hot spot for the banana zips. Small place, too. Tony Aiello, I remember going. It probably was Anthony's confirmation party. I remember them being at my confirmation party.
Yeah. It's an interesting part of Queens for sure. It's still a good area. It's always kind of been a good area too. It still is for the most part.
London Lenny's. Wow, we were talking about that place.
I was there recently.
I
was there recently.
Where, London Lenny's?
Mm-hmm.
You were.
I was not at the other one, which is like 2 blocks away anyway. But whatever.
Oh, my bad. I gotcha. Isn't that London Lenny's though?
No. You were talking about another one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Detroit Siggy, Brett and Frankie, America has shown it can take over a country over a weekend if need be. Is our true power showing face as we speak? I don't know. If it need be, I didn't know we needed to do that, but I guess if we ever needed to take over a country, we have shown that we could, I guess. But need, I guess, is subjective.
I don't know
And
how
that's
bad
all
things
I'd
were.
say about that. Huh?
I don't know how things were bad in Venezuela that we had to go over there. I can't. I'm not really well read when it comes to like political situations, but the one in Iran, I think, was coming for a while.
Yeah,
And
if you ask Netanyahu, it's been coming for about 35 years. Yeah,
well, that's him. That guy's not all there. That guy's a little.
Oh, I'm
funny.
sorry. You thought we did that for America?
Who, me?
I'm sorry. I said we. That's why I don't want to get into it.
Yeah, I mean, you could get me with this all you want,
to.
because at the end of the day, I'm not really well fucking around in these things. I remember the first Islamic Revolution. I was 9 years old,
Yeah.
and I remember what was going on, and everybody was opening up champagne bottles because they thought they were going to be westernized once they fucking kicked the Shah out. And within 3 months, the Ayatollah Khomeini came back from fucking France, right? And that place, all you seen was fucking headscarves. It got worse. And that's the same for Afghanistan and Iraq too. What do you think? It's all gonna be fucking roses and strip clubs and everything overnight. And if it goes that way, it can even get darker. Am I correct?
Yeah. I mean, what does France have to? What was France? Why did you mention France?
France, because the Ayatollah Khomeini was in exile in fucking France during the Shah, while the Shah was the guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when he came back from France, and then he came back to this whole Ayatollah crap started, and the Shiite law, and the kicking people out of the universities, the hostage situation. They thought after they got rid of one totalitarian society, that it was going to turn into fucking Vegas, No,
Yeah.
A stricter one came in, and that's where we are today. This is what. Well, I was fucking 9 years old, so you figure about 46 years ago, 46 fucking years ago. So that's why I stand with that.
Yeah, I don't listen. It's all right.
Yeah, that's it. Let's get out. Let's talk about.
I mean, I already heard that Turkey's next on the list. Apparently, Turkey's the next enemy. Yeah, Turkey. That's the next one. They already said it. Oh, Turkey's next. We're getting information that Turkey is next.
Well, that's starting to look pretty fucking oily, if you ask me.
Yeah, Turkey's next. What's next?
Fucking Alaska.
What's next?
Oh, we own Alaska. I'm sorry.
Oh Lord. Why don't we tell? Well, you know what? I'm going to go back to Vermont, and I'm going to tell those downtrodden fucking whiteys that we just spoke about, that Iran needs some freedom. That's what I'm gonna do. Hey, motherfucker.
Hey,
Is your mother dying with no insurance? Iran needs some freedom.
Well, Fish said the Shah was our friend up to a certain extent when he was giving them oil. They didn't want him here. When he got exiled, they said, we don't want the problems. So he went to Mexico. You know, they're like, nah, we don't need that kind of fucking heat.
Yeah. This is stupid shit. Stupid
shit. Let's talk about good stuff.
Mike Huckabee should be fucking hanging from a fucking lamppost in the middle of the fucking Atlantic Ocean. That's what Mike Huckabee should be. Anyway, what else we got on the menu for today?
We're talking about the Crimmins case out of well, not Regal Park, fucking Kew Gardens with the
Kew
woman.
Gardens, back to Kew Gardens, yeah.
1965. She said they were living on the first floor on a hot summer's day in New York City.
This is like the original Casey Anthony case.
It is. It really is, isn't it? You see the connection? And she said, well, where's my kids? We were sleeping and they took them. And there they go. They're gone. Fucking let's see what happens. So they find a female. I think she was like 6 years old. There she goes. Fucking piece of shit. And they found the kid 5 days later. And the other kid they found like a week later, the boy. So this case lingered for a while. She went to trial, got convicted, and then got off. And then got convicted again. All in all, she did 9 years. And she's still alive. She's 86 years old. But it was a big ass case. Kind of attractive woman, huh?
Yeah, it depends where you look at it. Like right here, yeah. But then you could tell, like, I think as the trial and as this case just went, because it lasted like, I think she finally got out in like 77 after another appeal, but there was like 2 or 3 trials, multiple witnesses. There was even a neighbor that swore she saw her and somebody else carrying like what looked like bodies out of a house or whatever. Listen, I mean, obviously there's something shady here. Like that's why people call this like the original Casey Anthony case. This was her husband, Edmund. And those are the 2 kids. And I forgot what year this was. So this was in July of 1965. So Alice Marie and Eddie Jr. go missing, and they're found later on. And this is one of those Queens things. I mean, this is her outside. This is actually the apartment in Queens. Obviously, it hasn't really changed much. 150 22 72nd Drive. Right there. Wow. This is her outside it at the time. Yeah, so this is a wild case. I don't know if anyone was around who could remember this, but does anyone ever hear of this case?
I came across it on a show on the ID station. I'm an addict. I mean, when I'm home not working, I watch a lot of that investigative Discovery Channel. And there was this show, A Crime to Remember. Really good series. I think they had like 4 seasons. And basically it touched upon a lot of national cases. Obvious, Kitty Genovese was one of them, you know.
Oh, Kitty Genovese, another one, yeah, another right on Austin Street. That's where it was pretty much.
Yeah. I think you sent me that documentary one time. That was a good one with her brother.
Yes. I think his name's Bill. Bill, maybe.
Bill, so. Yeah. I saw the Monkees at Forest Hills. Jimi Hendrix was the opening act. I think it was 1965.
Wow. Yeah, Hendrix played there. I think the Doors played at Forest Hills. Barstool Stadium School. They brought it back. I was there last summer. I was there. Interesting stadium that's just dropped off in the middle of a fucking neighborhood. It's pretty bizarre.
Yeah. Fish goes, Big Frank, love you, Trigger and Lee Cole. I felt bad after.
You guys made up though? What happened?
Well, he says, well, all I did was, I like to fuck around. I called him Lee the Snake Persico.
Yeah. That's funny though.
It's funny, right? And he went after me, and then I went back, and we went back and forth. And then he goes, oh, all you said was snake? I said, yeah. And he goes, oh, okay. So what the fuck you getting all mad about?
But it's Lee the Snake Persicola. I mean, that's fucking funny. Come on.
It's kind of funny.
I don't know who made that up. Somebody wrote that in the chat one day.
It wasn't me. Yeah, it wasn't me. I did. You know, I would love to take credit for it, but it wasn't me.
Warning. This is a one-time warning. Dude, fuck you and your warning. You don't scare me. And then you threaten to come after people on my channel to find out who they are. You publicly threatened out in the open to go after another content creator's channel and harass his viewers.
You guys don't know this, but he was talking about Frank right there. He was talking about Frank.
Oh, he's done that before. He said that I what do you call that?
I'm kidding.
I swatted him.
Yeah.
I swatted him. They told me, he goes in that Fertolini. You know, he butchers my name. You gotta love it.
Of course, yeah. RFK just outlawed about half of Fish's Italian ice ingredients. That's funny.
Do we got any?
Eddie, color in your ices anymore. No more red number 5. Thank you, Soto. Appreciate you, my man.
Thank you, Soto. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the donation. We're starting the. This is the second of the month, but the beginning of the month. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. You keep us going, man. Did you, Frank Vin Mac? Did I swat him? No, I didn't swat him. We used to go back and forth and fuck around. I never called 911 on anybody. Believe it or not, I never did. So I know you can say the right thing. That you know what I mean. So we were going back and forth. The rumor was that he had a warrant out on him. I said, we're going to give him your address. He started panicking. This was like years ago. Anthony Arolata and me, how we were driving the fucking guy crazy. He was driving us crazy too, though.
Motor City Bar. Thanks for listening, buddy. Appreciate it. Fish says the ices don't look as vibrant anymore, but it tastes the same.
Vibrant. I like that. Yeah, vibrant. Oh, man.
No more red 40. Thank you, Soda. $10 from Soda 347. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. Shout out to you.
Lee Cole's gonna take a drive to Washington. Yeah, I know.
He's gonna go to Arizona.
All right.
All right, so you're pro-gay.
Oh, that guy. Whoa.
Oh, wait a second. How could we forget?
How do you forget this guy?
How did we forget this?
How do we forget this guy? God.
Holy shit. Hold on a second, guys. Uh-oh. All right. Guys. It has come to our attention that Sammy the Bull Gravano is in trouble. He is in trouble. All right. Let's get to the bottom of this. This is the only thing I don't like about this. The websites that are hosting the story, I'm trying to are they real websites? Like, I know they're real, but are they
Well, wasn't one of them the Phoenix Sun or something, like Phoenix newspaper?
Yeah, the Phoenix Sun, yeah. Dan Molly was there.
Dan Molly?
He said the Phoenix Suns.
Did you? I was like, damn, I haven't heard that fucking word in a minute.
Yes, because I'm seeing the websites that have this story, and they're all fugazi websites, like ArizonaDailyIndependent.com or NewsNationNow.com. So I don't know what's going on. Hold on a second. I think somebody emailed it to me.
Yeah, hold on, Bo. I'll get it for you.
It's 10 o'clock. Does Sammy
there,
know
guys? Check link. What? I don't see the link. Hey, Brett, do you Sammy impression? Love that. Yeah, I will. I think somebody emailed me the article because I don't know. I can't find the article. That's maybe Sammy's running and maybe Sammy's trying to bury it.
I spoke to my friends at Google. You know, I told them that we needed to squash it, so they took it out of the recommendations.
Okay. I think Lambone sent me something. Fuck. Could somebody send me that goddamn Sammy the Bull article, please, that just came out?
Chris Johnson's here. He wants you to know that Johnny
Sammy.
Provolone is a keyboard warrior tough guy.
Sammy is probably a scientist. Oh my god.
I had a friend who was born in Poland. His great grandfather was born in Latvia. His great grandfather was from Russia.
Cossack. He was a Cossack.
But it was told to them that they really belonged in a Middle Eastern desert. I don't know why. So they went over there.
Sammy the Bull.
Sammy the Bull vagina.
Assault. Arizona lawsuits. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what comes up. Here it is. I found it. I had to type a lot of fucking things to get that. So this is the PhoenixNewTimes.com. So I guess that's for real. I guess that's a real website. Judging on the picture that they used, they hired somebody to like zhuzh up a photo and do this red background. So probably a legit website. So let me share this with everybody and let's get to it. Okay.
What's that girl? Anna? What's her name? Anna
Castaneda. We need a PBD impression.
The PBD on Sammy's allegations.
So let's go to a PBD. He said he was a cathartic Jew, a Sephardic Jew, maybe? A cathartic Jew? I don't know if that's anything.
All right,
so let's get into this right here. So PBD would be like, he would take a deep. So let's get into this right here. Ex-mobster Sammy the Bull, they say he is accused of sexually assaulting employees. So pull up that clip right there. Let me get that photo right there. A woman who worked for Sammy the Bull Gravano says he forcibly kissed her, talked about his penis, and threatened her. So pull up that clip right there. Forward, down, scroll down. For the past several years, former mob enforcer turned Arizona celebrity Salvatore Sammy the Bull Gravano has been trying to get a TV show made about his life. In the process, he's made life hell for several female employees who worked for him. According to a lawsuit filed last week in federal court, the lawsuit was filed by 36-year-old Anna Castaneda, former commenter here on the channel, a Valley resident who worked as a producer and administrative assistant to Gravano for much of the past 3 years. She was among fewer than 10 employees of Gravano's small Chandler production company, Deborah's Way, which he runs along with his wife and current business partner, Deborah Gravano. Ex-wife, I'm sorry. What is Chandler Production Company? Does anyone know what that is?
Chandler
in her lawsuit against the 80-year-old Gravano, Castaneda claims that he repeatedly... What?
No, Chandler's where he lives.
Huh?
Chandler is where he lives.
Oh, Chandler is the town. I'm sorry. I didn't know Chandler was the town. I thought that's why people were calling him a Zionist, because he was in with some guy named Chandler or something. I thought that's... Just kidding. In her lawsuit against the 80-year-old Gravano, Castaneda claims that he repeatedly behaved inappropriately to the point of creating a hostile work environment for her and other employees, many of them women.
Yeah, but some of them were men, Bo.
Her complaint alleges that Gravano made racially derogatory comments toward her, stuck his tongue down her throat.
Yes.
Whoa. Without her consent on multiple occasions, and consistently made sexual explicit comments about sex and his penis, even once exclaiming to Castaneda, "Look how hard my dick is." Well, I think that this is actually the clip right here.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Look how hard my dick is. That's actually the
really
clip. We
good.
got that from
We got that.
Dominic Cicali.
Oh, we got that live.
Yeah, Dominic Cicali played that on his show when he had Anna on. And there that is. I guess that's the one. He also allegedly often showed employees nude photos of women on his phone during work hours and had violent outbursts toward female employees, some of whom quit on the spot. Additionally, he allegedly once required Castaneda to collect a sample of his feces from the toilet for a medical test. Dude,
Yeah, that's like Cologuard shit. Why don't fuck? Why would he? What a fucking slob.
She says he also kept a gun in his office, which she says he is prohibited from possessing as a convicted felon. And that Gravano once pointed it at someone's head in front of her. No, this guy's a regular fucking Phil Spector, huh?
Oh, he's a sick boy.
Castaneda spoke at length to Phoenix News Times. I have thousands of text messages of just, he did this today and he said this today, and I don't want to be alone with him in the office, she said. Castaneda also provided incident reports from the Phoenix Police Department to whom she complained about Gravano's behavior. It's not clear the extent of any investigations. I thought that I could help him, and I tried to do everything I could, Castaneda said, of working for Gravano. It's a curse. He's cursed. He definitely destroys and ruins everything around him. So that's basically it. I mean, Sammy is being outed as being some sort of creep. Talks about his wiener, shows people naked pictures of women, makes women take out his poop from the toilet. There he is with Sheriff Joe Arpaio. That guy is interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if there's anything else. But while there was progress on producing the show, Gravano's alleged treatment of Castaneda grew more and more brazen. She kept going. She kept going, she said, for the promise of an executive producer credit and finishing the project. You're walking on eggshells, but you're trying to get those big deals done, she told New Times. If you could just get a big deal over the line, you're always told, like, everything's going to be different. Things are going to get better. I mean, makes me wonder. It makes me wonder, to play devil's advocate, if the deal did go through, would we be hearing about all this stuff? I mean, I don't know. Exactly. I'm going to say something to him. Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to get back through the night. It's crazy out here. He wouldn't like sex jokes about his daughter, wife, or his own mom. So he's a dirty old man. All right. I mean, I guess we'll see what happens with it. I mean, what do you guys think about this?
Yeah, I look, but when do you fucking leave? I don't give a fuck how much money you need. When do you draw the line? When he tries to stick tongue down your throat? I'm not making her the victim, but I'm just saying, if she came home and I was her boyfriend, her husband, her father, and that happened, yeah, I'd probably want to kill him. But let's say if I was just a guy that reasoned differently, I'd be like, hey man, just don't go there no more. We'll get another fucking job. This ain't the 50s or the 60s. Why do you need this guy in your life? Imagine that, go pick up my shit in the toilet.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like
you're shitting me. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know, man. It just makes you want. I really don't know. I don't want to say, because then we like victim shame and all this other shit. I don't fucking know. Dude.
No, but you know what gets me fucking pissed off is I actually believe her. I spent 2 years in jail with this guy.
Yeah,
I believe him. He's got fucking fucked up ways about him. You know, why would you tell a fucking anybody to go fucking look at you what you just came out of your ass? And just fucking. Well,
I don't know how you convince somebody to do that.
I gotta send my sample.
I think that's why he did it. He likes that shit. He's an egotistical.
So why can't he do it? I mean, I could imagine he probably has a problem bending down. I mean, I see the way he walks. He walks like one of them fucking. You ever see one of them stick bugs? You know, they look like sticks. They walk.
He dances that way too. You don't have to.
Like one of those.
Bam, what's that song? Now.
Jeff Nadeau is getting made with the Genovese family. He's on the payroll. Actually, yeah, we got a photo that came in a couple of weeks back, taken in Port Washington, Long Island. This is Michael Denos Mancuso and Jeffrey Nadeau. That was sent in to us. So there is some validity to the claim, just in case you guys were wondering.
He's not very happy. You got that picture taken. You see how he's looking at the camera guy?
Yeah. He's not happy about that. And we're friends with Jeff. I told him, listen, these things are sent to me. I can't always bury the lead. I can't bury the story all the time. Sammy's new job will be the next great adventure commercial dancer. Yeah.
Listen, I'm not even gonna look. I'm not gonna say anything, but there's a little truth to that comment right
I
there.
would imagine that there is a lot of truth to those claims. Yeah.
He hated that fucking commercial. It was popular when I was in jail with him. He used to come on to New York when we were at MCC. He despised the fucking commercial. One day he comes up to me and goes, "Were you laughing with them motherfuckers laughing at me when I came out?" I wasn't. I said, "No, what the fuck would I be? I'm gonna be laughing with people with you. I laugh in the background, you know." But did I ever show you the picture of that lawyer that looked just like him?
Yes. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. The Clemens lawyer. What's his name?
Roger something. Not Roger. He had like a fucking country name.
Sammy the Bull's Gumata. Yeah, her page is still up. I'm looking at it right now. Her page is still up.
I'm a Gumata. She's like, oh my God.
Let me see. She hasn't. My handsome Samuel. I love the gays. She calls him Samuel.
Samuel.
Sammy the Bull Ground has utmost respect for women as equal partners. Oh,
She puts him on a baby chair.
She must know that something's going on with this.
What was that lawyer's name? Now it's fucking bothering me. God damn.
Yeah, he's got a weird name. What's his name?
It was Roger Clemens' lawyer. You got a picture of that guy? You got to tell me if he don't look like Sammy with a wig.
Oh, yeah, what the fuck is his name though? Hold on.
It's the funniest fucking thing in the world. If I can show it.
Damn. Rusty Harden. There you go.
Rusty Harden. Yeah.
So he looked like Rusty Harden, huh? He does look like Rusty Harden.
Doesn't he? If you put a wig on him?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
That's another thing. Motherfucker comes up on TV and me and this other guy just on the floor laughing. It looks just like Sammy.
What's so funny, Bo?
Exactly. You sound just like him.
There he is. There he is. Rusty Harden.
That's Sammy. There's Sammy. Fucking look.
Jesus.
That's Sammy with a heart on.
Oh man, that really is Sammy.
Dude, that's him in the witness protection program.
Wow, that's Sammy, man. Holy crap.
How can that woman not exist? She wants me to go mad. Look at that.
Jeez. Rusty Harden.
I don't know. They call me Sammy Harden.
Schmiegel.
Let's see. What's with this question?
Which one?
From Gaslight.
Oh.
What quality is best in a museum special exhibit? What quality is best in museum special exhibit in your opinion? What quality is best? I'm not sure I understand the question. What quality is best? Huh. Bernstein reporting Jeff is now maitre d'. Yeah, that's true. Westchester accurate. Did you see that one? What's up, Pedge? How you doing, buddy?
What's up? Oh, I didn't say it. What's up, Pedge? What's going on, my man? What's that trimester? Pedge coming pretty soon. We got Pedge coming soon. What's that? Trimastrid?
Apparently, Sammy decided to jump on the crypto craze and minted his own shitcoin. Literally, La Pupinosa. Yeah, that's true.
Pick up my shit.
What are you talking about now?
What's up, BTF? No, Trimastrid over there. He has a good. He says the dude has a code on the street. They don't like to say his name, so they got to touch I would say they would touch the head. You know what I mean?
Around the head to say this guy speaking the name. Yeah, this is true. Yep.
Good stuff, Pedge. Now we'll be talking about the Eastern European neighborhood, my Eastern European section of my neighborhood soon, and that's all coming out of the Ridgewood story.
Smeagol. Jesus Christ. This fucking
Nazi. The Nazi Schmiegel.
I gotta think about that Gaslight. I gotta think about that.
What's that?
A local historic site. I don't know.
Yeah, he's very much into history, Gaslight.
I'm gonna think about that.
Never dull, never dull, never dull. It's gonna be fun, Pat. It's gonna be fun. Talk a lot about. So did I tell you I had this? I keep it here. It's kind of weird. Don't hold it against me. Somebody put this in my my stocking
You
at
talk
work.
about that thing every fucking week. You talk about that thing.
I might give it away if anybody
The
wants.
commie thimble or whatever the hell that is.
The hammer and the sickle.
Right. The commie pinky. It looks like a pinky.
I think they would. I think they would try to piss me off.
Okay.
I didn't care. It remind me of the hockey team. You know what I mean? Remember the hockey team in the 80s?
What, the Miracle on Ice fucking thingy?
Yeah, anything that was Soviet back then just seemed like they were no nonsense. They didn't smile. They didn't do nothing. And they did everything and they fucked you up. And they did it.
Yeah.
Like that's where you get that whole Rocky IV storyline.
I got some like stuff here. Some like
What do you got?
I got a lot of like weird shit. I find at like thrift shops or whatever. This is Freedom for Soviet Jews. That's an old one.
That's pretty cool. That's cool.
This is a Palestine keychain.
Uh-huh.
You know, we got everything. We got everything. This is an old one too. I don't know.
You got the United Nations.
I don't know what it says, but yeah, I got it. I got all the bases covered here, guys. I got all the bases covered. We got, if you want to counteract Frank's commie pinky, you know, you can put one of these on it.
You're a pinko. That was a big term.
Covered. You got it all covered. Sorry to ask this for the 18th time of the year, Frank. Do you think of the Italian unification vid I sent a couple months ago?
Pretty cool, man. You know, not the video itself, but I was kind of amazed at the depth you have in history. It's pretty cool, man. Yeah, whenever you get something like that, send it over.
JJ Lambone said check email. Okay.
Got a Stalin keychain. Have you ever seen that movie, Commie Pink? All right. You ever seen that movie, The Death of Stalin?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it though.
It was pretty good. A black comedy, but it's good.
A black comedy?
Well, not that. The way you said that.
A black comedy?
Yeah. Oh, what do you mean?
Fuck are you talking about?
Fuck you, honky.
Okay, let's add this to the stage. I don't even know what Lambone sent me, but we're gonna see.
Hey, Brett, you do Sammy impersonation to a T. Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Sammy and his gold.
Okay, Bo, relax, Bo.
Do we have any memberships for the people?
It's not letting me do this. Yeah, I'm gonna give it away right now.
We can do it next week if you want.
No, I have to do it now.
For the people, I sound like a fucking Southeast Asian dictator.
For the people.
We do it for the people.
Yeah, it's always for the people. It's always for the people.
Of course.
It's always for the people.
How many people we got in the house?
203 people. So 203. So let's see what JJ Lambone just sent me. We'll play that. We'll see what's going on.
Where's me gold?
Man, you can send me anything of that guy and I'll laugh.
That's Sammy Moran. Was that what Jimmy Moran?
Yeah. When the chick fell in love with him. His name was Moran.
Yeah. Sammy the Bull. I know him as Jimmy Moran, James Moran.
Yeah.
The Irish Bull.
They call me the Irish Bull. Sammy the Irish Bull.
Those girls definitely have to be picking short straws to take poop out of the toilet. Jeez. Ugh, so disgusting. Thank you, Crumb Bomb DL, for gifting the membership. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, DL. Thank you, my friend.
The original Crumb Bomb. The Vlad impersonation. I don't do a Vlad. I do a PBD. I don't really do a Vlad.
PBD.
Okay. So, okay. No, that's it. That's it.
What's that? What's wrong?
None. Thought I had something else.
Oh, okay.
Right, do fish. I can't do fish. I gotta watch more of those videos.
Fish.
Brooklyn Ice 66. I gotta watch more of those.
Come here, you fucking asshole kid. Give me my fucking money back. Tell your mother you owe me $3. What do you
Yeah.
think? Ices are free, you little prick?
He's kind of a star in his own right, too. He's got a lot of followers.
Let me guess. Mango? I figured as much.
250 Long Island Battle of Brooklyn Heights coming up August. Battle of Brooklyn. So that was in on in the confines of what is now Greenwood Cemetery. Is that correct, Gaslight?
Really?
You can go up on the hill over there.
This is
where
what
it
the
started.
Revolutionary
This is
War.
where the Battle of Brooklyn started, right here on this hill. I'm standing by, Scott LaRock. I'm standing by.
What else you got there, brother? All right. See. Hey, David Lopez, how are you, my friend? Are you guys ready for baseball season?
We need 100 likes before any entertaining acts. Yeah.
Mango, huh? What else do you got? A daycare scam waiting for you at home?
Oh my God.
Hey, Becky, how you doing? Becky Town. There's a lot of people here tonight. Thank you, guys. We expected we didn't expect that much, especially after we had to cancel due to Lewis Casman. And I hope again, Lewis, if you're listening, I hope everything's okay, man.
Yeah, we had to cancel, but he said he would be back on. He would be back on. As
He
soon as
did
he
say.
come on, he's supposed to give us the story first. So
Yeah. So there we go. Just 73 likes. Please hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. And if you don't, whatever.
Clayton Upton says, I don't really watch baseball.
It's one of those sports. I mean, I love watching it, but that's just me. It's an acquired taste. Everybody says the same thing every time I ask. I'd rather see it at the ballpark. Yeah, I'd rather be at the ballpark. But is it because you want to see the game or whatever's going around you? You know what I mean?
How about the Upton brothers? BJ Upton, Justin Upton. Remember them?
Yeah, they're Virginia. They're
Speaking
from
of
Virginia.
Upton, Clayton Upton.
from-
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
they're
grew
from
up with
Chesapeake.
David Wright. They're all buddies, right?
That's correct. They did. When I was living in that area, they were very popular. They were coming up back in the day. There was the Upton brothers. Who else was there? David Wright, whose dad was a sheriff out in I believe Chesapeake.
And the guy that played for the Nationals.
The third baseman, he was from there too. That area.
Ryan Zimmerman.
Yes, Zimmerman. The 757 in general is a hub for football and baseball. There's a lot of football players and baseball players that come from that area.
Yeah.
Iverson's from Hampton. Plexico Barrett, another one. Who was another one? We used to see him around now and then. The Seattle Seahawk guy. Defenseman. Chandler. Cam Chandler. There's a lot.
I enjoy what? Shut up, Crumbum. Shut up, yeah, Crumbum.
Mercy Harvard, Virginia Beach. Yep.
Frank, did you feel nervous when you met Joe Massino?
A little bit.
So before or after you asked him what the fuck are you looking at?
No, that was before. I met him after that. Not too long after though. I was with a friend of mine at the time that's a very high member right now, I hear, in the Bonanno family. He's up there. And he was a very good dear friend of mine, actually. So we met him together, and my uncle was there, and he introduced us to him. And there was another friend of mine too, an American kid at the time, and we met him. He was with Tony Green.
Okay.
And then every time I'd run into him and be like, I'll go to a restaurant and one of the guys that had that route would forget bread. Be like, Frankie, do me a favor, run this to the restaurant. So I would run whatever the guy forgot to bring, or if they wanted extra. So I would bring it to the restaurant. And now and then he'd be there. One time I almost bumped into him in the hallway. Hello, hey, what's going on? And then eventually, of course, when we got arrested and I became his co-defendant, and we became closer. Like, who the fuck are you? What the fuck?
Yeah.
I didn't ask for this. You know what I mean? What the fuck? Crazy world, right?
Yeah.
But he had this. If you went to Casablanca, the restaurant in Ridgewood, was it Ridgewood or was it considered Mass? It was Ridgewood, right on the cusp. There was this lifelike statue of Humphrey Bogart. So depending on how fucking hungover I was when I come there, I would go there now and then. It always drew me like this, like what the fuck?
Yeah. It is weird. It's very weird.
It was weird.
Wonder where that statue is today.
I don't know. That's a good fucking question. Whoever has that statue, man, that could be worth something. I
It's
guess.
a good piece of memorabilia.
I don't know how much you would get for it, but like one of those mob museums, Maspit. It was in Maspit. Okay.
Trim Master. Did you ever hear of Sakai where you were active?
Did you ever hear? No. I don't mean in a bad way. Just different neighborhood. No.
Who owned Catalano Bakery on Metro?
Catalano.
Sal.
Well, his brother Dom after Sal got locked up.
Ped says, I met Joe introduced through Iggy at the famous stag parties.
Yeah. But they used to have parties at the back. That was Iggy's father and Iggy were close to Leo with Steve Louis. So that was probably at one of those parties.
Clayton, I reached out to them a while ago over there at the Donnie Brasco email, but we never heard back.
Who's that?
He said we should reach out to Donnie Brasco. I said we did.
Oh, yeah, that picture. 9 out of 10 people that knew him back in the day. I don't know, 9 out of 10. Let's say, what would that be? 9 out of 10, 90%, 4 out of 5. Said that was him.
Interesting.
We have credit that to that lady in Williamsburg that used to be there. You know what he told her? You know what he used to tell her?
What?
What's a nice girl doing around guys like this?
Yeah.
The guy Donnie that used to hang out at that club. Yeah, that probably was mostly him. How many do you go to? A lot. I go to a lot of Mariners games.
Lisa, if anyone has a working VCR, you could get them transferred to like a DVD, but then you'd have to see if anyone has a working DVD player, I guess. Maybe you could put it in your computer, or if there's an Xbox or something, or a PlayStation or something handy. But yeah, you can definitely get them transferred. I don't have a VCR. David Lopez, what's going on, Bo? How are you?
When will you talk about the Pizza Connection, Eastie Kid? Did you have a chance to get involved in it? No, I was way too young. I mean, I could talk about what I know. Most of everybody's not even around anymore.
Have you tried to reach out to Greg Scarpa Jr. at all? I haven't. I heard from someone a while ago that he was asking for a few bucks, which is not always a bad thing, but it depends how much it is.
Right.
I've seen some of the shows he's been on, but what does he talk about? He doesn't really talk about anything. What does he talk about? Does he talk about murders or anything? Or what does he talk about? The life?
Cracking.
My bad? The life? I don't want to hear that. I don't need to hear anything about that.
Cracking fucking that guy over there with a mop ringer. That's what got him in the ADX.
Yeah, I don't want to.
what was his name? The Lucchese boss.
Nadu said he tried to do it, but he wanted too much money. Yeah, I mean, you know, a guy like that asked for a bunch of money, but like, what is he going to talk about? Is he going to talk about anything juicy, or is it just going to be like same old?
They were talking about it. As far as I can tell, Catalano hasn't gone on trial yet for extortion, but who knows? The national police might not want to make a big show of it. They don't care about that. But I thought he chilled out, but I got good intel on that, and basically he is who he is. He went back and they opened the doors to him. They were like, okay. And he got together with a couple of people, and he's considered that according to good intel, he is the guy in his town of Shamina. That's where he's from.
He is that guy, huh?
Yeah, that's what they said. I found it hard to believe. I go, why would you want? Because we're going back to what the fucking other guy says, that crazy bastard, that Bernstein. Every time the 80-year-olds are attending court and everything. I'm like, what the fuck? In the American mob today, a guy that's that age, all right? It's not like when I was a kid or before me, way before me, where these guys had control, 60-year-old guys. They looked like they were 80 anyway back then. They had control over the younger generations and stuff because there was a lot more brutal things. They could tell these guys to go fucking kill people. I don't see it being that easy today. Huh?
No, I agree.
I don't see it being that easy today, where they have control over these guys like that. These guys seen so much treachery involved. They've seen bosses flip. They've seen guys flip in a day. They've seen, they're like, fuck this. I'll make money with you guys, but you're not going to tell me to go kill somebody. And that's how I feel about it.
He didn't say it was more than he was willing to pay. Yeah, I just think that he can't talk about a lot of things. So, it's just whatever. I mean, that's not to say that I wouldn't, but I don't think I would pay him.
I think he wanted $10,000.
Oh, stop. The guy behind the guy behind the guy. $10,000. So how is he getting on these other shows? He's been on some like fucking shows that have barely any subscribers. These people can't be paying him 10 grand. Can't be.
No. And there was the Canarellas at one time. They actually gave an interview to Bernstein.
Right.
And after that, it was like, well, what the fuck are we giving free interviews for? Let's, we bring a lot to the table, and they do. They're the first ones to bring down the fucking, well, Dad was the second guy to bring down the fucking Bonanno family, right? So he has a lot to fucking bring to the table.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, well,
he got his money. He did it on TV.
Right. Yeah. TV is going to pay him a couple bucks. This YouTube shit's not going to pay. The creators aren't going to pay him what he thinks he might get.
You're going to make anyway from 7,000 to 12,000 on TV. For
right.
2
that's
hours
more than any journalist or anyone on YouTube is going to pay him.
Yeah.
Right.
You'll make that.
Right. And, and that's simply because it doesn't make sense for a YouTuber, unless there was a YouTuber that was Mr. Beast or one of these big creators who obviously would never interview Richie Canarella, even like the top interview people. It doesn't make sense financially to like throw $7,000 to $12,000 at a guy like that and make $1,000 back. Maybe.
Yeah.
Do you guys think Dom is making these videos about Ernie because he's trying to get hip? I don't know what he's doing. I'll just go back to the. There you go, Tom. You need 1.2 million views just to break even. Yeah, I'll go back to the comment that I saw on a video, and like I said a couple weeks ago, his condition is worsening. Okay, and I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. Now. For the love of the game, I mean, he loves this genre. He loves the actual organized crime stuff. Tom LaVecchia, New Theory magazine. he's gotten a lot of people, good, interested people on his show. And I mean, and he's never breaks out making his money because, okay, I was reading Soto. I will Soto for sure. We'll stay there. But yeah, he never makes his money. And he had fucking good people. He had Todo Riena's son. He had fucking Pablo Escobar's wife. And they didn't even ask anything near what these motherfuckers asked for.
Right. Listen.
Yeah, Loman. He asked for a lot of money.
He was just made boss through process of elimination. Yeah, didn't like Rob Rosso say that Hippie had? I mean, not that I even care, dude, but it's just like, it's so stupid, dude.
Who's Hippie anyway?
Zanfordino. He's a Genovese guy.
Okay.
I mean, I don't care if he's a junkie, first of all, but I think Convict Inc. was the one that made that up. That he might have had a problem in prison, but does that mean that he actively is a junk box on the streets of the Genovese? No, it doesn't mean anything. I mean, it doesn't mean that.
Yeah. Detroit City says true crime author Scott Bernstein.
Did you just bring up Bernstein? Who brought him up?
Detroit.
I didn't bring him up.
I did when I talked about Canarella.
So you had him on the show. Yeah, that's all you said. What the fuck did he say? He said he was on the show, right?
As materials I can find at Barnes and Noble's. That Barney. You can find Giacomo's book at Barnes and Noble's. It's missing 2 chapters. Maybe you'll find it in aisle 8. Oh, you'll find it in the fucking science fiction section.
Rosso quit YouTube. Okay.
Rosso quit YouTube. He's great. He's the guy who sang that fucking tune on the freeway.
Yeah. My Lady Gaga won.
Yeah, he was the one who made fun of Joey in jail, right?
Good night, Patch. Have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. I gotta edit some shorts for my show. Have a good night, everyone. Frank, hit me up when you want me to take it. Thank you, buddy.
We got you, brother. Soon we're gonna knock it out the park. And whenever you want me to come on your show, let me know, Patch. It'd be an honor. Jeff Loman's book is at Barnes and Nobles. I bought it.
Convict Inc. was reading letters from Tommy Karate. Rosso was on meth. Yeah. He was having a roadside breakdown. I mean, Frank, what would happen if the Chin came into Cafe Janini and started slapping guys around in your crew for no reason?
That's it. If he came for him, he'd probably get beat up.
He just came in there. Hey.
Yeah. First of all, we're gonna pretend we don't know who he is. If we knew who he is, nothing, 0. We're gonna do cock.
What are you gonna do? Hey, he came by. Hey, he was here. Fuck it.
That was a good question. I don't know. Depends who was there. I've seen stupid people talk back to people who were they were supposed to because they didn't know who they were.
Right.
Vinny and Sarah, I was there. I wasn't there. The guy told me about it. He was mopping the joint, and Vinny came into one of our hangouts where obviously it was Vito Grimaldi's place, and he started knocking like a madman. And the guy opened up and goes, "What the fuck you want?" He goes, "Where's Vito?" He goes, "I don't know no Vito." Sicilian guy. He goes, "Oh, you don't know no Vito?" He goes, "How many times I tell you I don't know no fucking Vito?" And then the guy realized this fucking guy must be so when he had a nice car and stuff. So he came in and he sat down. He goes, "Can I have a coffee?" The guy they looked at each other. He goes, "All right, have a coffee," But they were like playing stupid with each other. You understand?
Yeah.
But he didn't. But he wasn't mad about it the next day, and everything got all right. But that shit happens, though. Some old man's gonna come slapping people. What the fuck? You're gonna grab him and bring him outside. Get the fuck out of here. In a robe.
Gaslight says, was Chin feared by the families in general, or was he viewed as a crackpot?
No, it was fair.
Joe Pistori says he was told by Kensington Publishing that Pistone and Larry McShane will co-write the book with him and release a book at another Pistone book. Really? What's that going to be about?
That's another guy. I mean, I'm not.
What
I'm
I
not
know
gonna.
now. What I Know Now by Joe Pistone.
Thank you, Roro. Thank you. You don't have to, but you're the moderator. You don't have to do that.
Thank you, Roro.
Thank you. Thank you. We love you. Hope everything is okay. Larry's a good guy. Larry's full of shit, Tom.
Tom interviewed Larry once or twice, I think.
What a fuck. There's another guy. He called the Persico. He called the Carmine, not Lee Cole, but Carmine Persico a rat.
Yeah, that was him, right?
Yeah.
Well, Tom says he likes him. Tom, you want to unpack it? A Kid from the Neighborhood is coming out this fall. Is that your book, Fish?
Who said that to me? A kid for the kid. I thought they were talking about a kid from my neighborhood's coming out. There actually is a kid from my neighborhood coming out. I don't want to talk about it, but he's coming out, and he's a little nutty, a lot nutty actually.
Frank. Somebody wants to know if you met Tony Mira. I don't think so. But
A Kid from the Neighborhood. Check it out. And you can come over here and talk about it here on 52 Topics, Mr. Fish.
Joe Pistone said he was the meanest guy. Yeah, he did say that.
He was the meanest guy around.
He was the meanest guy around. Jesus Christ.
Was Dawson Cali married? Was Dawson Cali married to a correct? I don't know. Look, and I don't mean this a bad way at all. Because the Dawson, I met Dom here on 52 Topics. He came on the show. I didn't know who he was before that. And to be honest with you, that doesn't mean anything because he was from the Bronx. He was a tough kid. That we heard after. He was around Vinny, and it seemed like Joe didn't bring Vinny around a lot. Joe Massino had kind of like fear, not fear. He was reluctant in ways with Vinny because Vinny was ambitious, and that was Dom's guy, So that's why I really. And he's from the Bronx, so I didn't see him much. It's like the guys from Brooklyn, I didn't see them much either.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. I just got to text somebody.
Sure. Hey, Rob Jean, what's up? I haven't seen Rob in a long time. I see him on other show, but I haven't seen him here. Nice to see you, Rob. Nice to see you. Guess I don't know what you mean. There's a somewhat active reenacted scene put your way, Frank, but mostly in Eastern Washington. What are you talking about? Eastern Washington and Western Idaho. That's full of like fucking a lot of shady characters.
I was in Vermont. Anything over there? 20 pieces would be a good interview, especially saying 20 guys of futon chicken skin. Yeah, right. Yeah, chicken skin.
Chicken scampi.
Yeah. Rob Jean is in the house. Look at
Rob
this
Jean.
guy. I haven't seen this guy in a minute.
Me either.
Well, I've seen him in Gunsmokes actually.
What's up, fellas? You hear me or not?
What's going on, cuz?
What's up, fellas? You hear me?
Shit. Oh no, it's gonna keep going. It's gonna keep going all night.
Hey, Joe, what's up, baby? What's up, Frick? He doesn't. Gravy. What do you think of that Gravy show?
I watched it a couple times. I mean, it's all right, I guess.
They get the sceneries right, the fucking neighborhoods and everything, and the clothing, and some music, but not the acting. I don't get it. They got everything fucking. That's. It's like Gravy, a good series. I'm for Gravy, and it's horrible. It's horrible. I'm saying the clothing and everything like that. The acting is just fucking garbage.
I think it's silly just to be silly. I mean, it might be some sort of money laundering scheme or something. I'm not sure the whole dynamics behind it. Yeah.
Did they have Shaq on there at one time?
Yeah, I started it. I wanted to make the show about some, growing up in Brooklyn. It was kind of like a really good time. Uh, there was this guy Fish. I grew up with him over there. Everything was really nice.
Uh,
Okay.
that's
Oh,
good.
I get it.
Good. You're missing your call, I'm telling you.
I'm trying to fucking email this.
We only need 12 to make 100. Hit that like button, people. Hit that like button. What are you looking for, Bubba?
I'm trying to send somebody something.
Got you.
All right, it worked.
Big Joe Gambino's laundering pastries.
He's laundering pastries. Somebody was sticking up from. I don't have a problem with him. I don't even know him.
He's an actor, ain't he?
I think he just started as like maybe he's doing acting now, but he started as like a social media guy.
I got you.
Like one of those Italian influencers or whatever it is.
That clique he has, they do good shows. They go to restaurants and all that. They're not that bad.
Yeah, no. They're doing content. I mean,
growing up Italian, I watch it.
Some of it could be a little cringe, I guess, but
That a little leprechaun guy, the Sicilian leprechaun.
Right.
Mario Rizzuto.
Whoever does the hit the like thumbs going down. Hold on, I have to see. You can read the comments if you want. I think this went through. Yep. All right. So we have a guest that wants to come on.
Right now?
I think he wants to address some of the Larry McShane hate.
All right. Go ahead. Do it.
Here he is, people.
It's time to unpack.
It's time to unpack.
All right.
What's going on, fellas?
What's going
Good.
on?
How you doing?
I'm well, man. I'm well. Hopefully you guys are doing great.
Yeah. Doing pretty good.
So what are we starting off with? Why Fish's ice don't melt? Are we starting off with Larry McShane? What's up first?
What was the Fish? Yeah, why doesn't Fish's ice melt?
I gotta ask him.
What's in there? What are you putting in the ices? We gotta cancel all your cards.
Good shit. Now Larry's a good man. I interviewed him in person. We it's a good interview. Interesting guy though. Very interesting guy. His cars smell of cigars, which I love. But we didn't get a chance to smoke a cigar for whatever reason. I think he had to go or I had to go. But yeah, I enjoyed the interview.
Wait, I don't understand. Wait, Frank, how come you don't like him?
Yeah, that fucking article he wrote about Carmine Persico.
Okay. That's it. Right.
He was kind of in bed with Arena and having him come out of jail at one time on a conditional release. And within the article, he just fucking comes out of nowhere. It says,
yeah. So I asked him about it, and so here's kind of what he said. And he said in the interview, I'll get it to Brett to send out later if you guys want to watch it. So he said he put together a dossier, and there was a whole bunch of kind of data about the higher echelon informant. He kind of put like 2 and 2 together, and he inferred that he was a rat. In his article, but according to him, he was down the shore hanging out. His phone is ringing off the hook. Next thing you know, his editors ran with it and kind of like put it as a front page story, and it went crazy. And obviously, the defense attorneys and everybody else were up in arms. So according to him, he didn't necessarily like say, "Hey, he was a rat." He wrote an article saying, "Could he be that upper echelon informer?" And they ran with it.
No, he said he was the rat.
According to him, he said, based off of all the data and everything that was given to them, it was like if A's greater than B, is B greater than C. So there was a top echelon informant. He was a guy at the time, and kind of inferred that was him. That was according to him during the interview.
This ain't an algebra question. This is a yes or no one. If A is B and then B gotta be C, I don't.
Well, he according to him, he connected the dots and infirmed that he may be that one of that top echelon informants outside of Scarpa. and his editor ran with it and came a lot stronger with it. And it wasn't intentionally, wasn't meant to be a front page article, which it was.
I got you. So it was hypothetical.
Right, because they did like some heavy like clickbait on the
Yeah, if this was like YouTube parlance, it'd be like, is Persico Iraq ? And throw a thing up, and then when you watch the video or read the article, it really says like nothing fully that's what he said it could be, but it's not really one.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's insulting, I think, especially when his son is doing life, and the other one got a little bid that somebody else on a no show, that if it was somebody else's son would have never got. I was in jail with both of them, and it's a shame sometimes how some of them actually do pay for the sins of their father. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm gonna say something that I don't really like to talk about my interviews, especially if it's kind of negative. And I'm not saying anything negative. I'm just kind of calling balls and strikes. When I interviewed him, he had a lot of notes, right? And he was pushing the Arena book at the time. So obviously there's a narrative there. He needs to kind of toe that line, right? This is my impression, and this is not an indictment on him because I'm still a big fan of Larry's work. Remember, Larry stood over Castellano's body. In my opinion, he was the poorly marketed Capici. Just never had the chance, and he just wasn't as well marketed, but had a lot of credentials. Anyway, with that being said, when I met him, I guess he had a 3-book deal with St. Martin's Press or whoever the publisher is. I got the impression he was kind of like riding out his obligation. It was his 3rd book, kind of done after that point. And again, he had a lot of notes on the book, which he probably cast the book 3-4 years earlier, kind of had to revisit it, and kind of was like not a big deal. So I'm not saying he doesn't stand behind his work, and I'm not saying he was, bullshitting or lying. I'm saying he wrote 3 books for a publisher and then kind of got called back a few years later. And I don't think he cared that much about it, to be honest with you. If that makes sense.
Or either that or he wanted to make it as a banger, by causing an uproar. I don't know. I just think it's poor writing when you make a move like that. I just hear someone, and there's a lot of guys that do it now. They feel like they're not being relevant, so they'll put out a story that people be like, oh, where did this come from?
So, okay, so it says Snake was a rat. Mafia boss Persico spent decades as Fed snitch, and they said it court records, right? And again, in the court records, there was nothing that specifically said that he was a snitch. But again, they identified a top echelon informant. And again, I think the article works to connect the dots. I'm not justifying what he said.
No, I know you're not. I know you're not.
I'm just kind of reporting, But like I said, it was almost in a way. There you go.
Oh man, the bane.
I'm sorry, Tom.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, that's a nice picture.
I think I have the part where you.
Yeah, play it.
Of some of our existence in the space. We did interview that same day. So you got my old co-host and I a little bit of trouble because we had you on the podcast because you released an expose that suggested that Junior Persico was a rat and used some documentation on the top echelon informant program.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you saw the end result. There was defense attorneys doing podcasts. If there was at least 20 shows after that, separate from what we did, that'd be the minimum 20 shows. So we had you on, I think, that same day. Tell us the story when you were down the shore before I got a hold of you.
Yeah.
Tell us what happened there, and then talk a bit about
who was his lawyer at that point. Was it La Rosa?
Was it Di Pietro? No.
It might have been. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm on vacation down the shore.
Yeah.
And one of my colleagues is working on this story. And he calls me just to basically fact check some stuff. You know what I mean? And I don't want to say I'm not paying attention, but I'm down the shore on vacation with my wife and
flops
kids.
having a cigar.
Yeah, exactly. So I get up the next morning. My wife's putting the coffee on. The phone rings at 7 o'clock in the morning. Of course, you're thinking something wrong here. and whichever lawyer it was, he just starts fucking screaming.
Yeah, there was.
I mean, like
there was a piece the next day, and I guess he had some juice because he was like totally contrary to what.
Yeah, well, the next day I got involved a little bit more, I should say, in putting it together. But I mean, now the next thing I do when I get off the phone from getting screamed at is I go over to the Wawa to get the newspaper, and there's this picture of this rat with his head on it.
Yeah.
And I think the headline was "Junior was a rat," or
I think editorial had a little liberty with that one.
But yeah, so it's not. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a good story to tell. Here we are. You know what I mean? But when that guy just started screaming, you know how it's like that time in the morning, you're thinking something wrong, something happened.
Yeah.
This guy, you and your goddamn lying partner, and of course I haven't even seen the paper. I have no idea exactly what lies we're talking about. So that was a good day.
So basically in your guys' research, you guys found out that there was a top echelon informant outside of Scarpa, or later on did you discover that was Scarpa?
I believe that these guys had found a list of top echelon informants. I'm not sure how they dug it up. I think Andrew might have been involved.
Okay.
But I'm not 100%.
And how do they
sure.
connect that to Persico, at least for the story?
His name is mentioned specifically in the paperwork.
Got it.
Yeah. So it's not like they pulled it out of midair or whole cloth. It was in there, but the lawyer was just saying it's bullshit.
But you guys never recanted either.
No.
Interesting.
So he did put it out based on somebody who saw his name as a part of a list of other names in the paper.
Correct. So as I said earlier, and it did sound kind of half-ass, you see that's the answer he gave. So basically he said, again, A equals B is greater than C, which is, okay, they're a top echelon informant. There are names in the document. Okay, he must be that. And that's kind of what they ran with. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what they ran with. I mean, and the other part is, if you saw to the right, he had a full stack of notes. I was sorry, to his left. All right. He had a full stack of notes. Like, I don't know, like, it sounds terrible, but like, we think these folks are like, oh man, if I, say he's a rat and, somebody could die or somebody could happen or, hurts his, his reputation or even like on the book, oh, he's really on top of things. Some people don't really care as much as you think,
Or so you think he doesn't care, or he's like kind of like
I think it was loose journalism. I don't think it was illegal. Obviously he would have got sued, but I think it was just loose journalism, in my opinion.
Okay.
And it made the front cover because it probably was a slow news day. And for example, we're still talking about it. So obviously it was the editor's decision, which, typically at that level, you would think would get cleared by legal. So I guess they felt it was a way to sell papers, and I guess it worked.
Yeah.
Now, where I kind of got beat up at that time was I called Larry, I guess probably after that guy yelled at him, and invited him on the show, and he was coming up from down the shore. So John and I had him on like live, like in real time, and we were just reporting on what he said. We didn't necessarily support what he was saying, but we just wanted to find out what he was saying. And a lot of people took that as we were supporting what he was saying, and that was untrue too.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, somebody commented. I mean, this doesn't mean he's a rat, but whatever. I mean, somebody commented up top, which I've seen before, that Mazza said that those guys knew for sure about
that
Greg.
They knew about Scarpa.
Yeah,
I doubt that, but especially during that era, they were killing women. They were killing anybody who was anybody. Right. He shotgun a guy. Mazza shotgun a guy in broad daylight. So they got to risk having somebody who's an informant to bring down the whole regatta. Highly improbable.
Sounds weird. Yeah. JJ Lambone, what do you got? Yeah, so this guy, Jesus Christ. That's for Nadu's belly, by the way.
One for each nipple.
now that this is all coming to round 3 of this coin, you have any, since you are the guy who came on when he was on here, and you're the guy who platformed him first to, like, I think really question him on what was going on. We since found out that a little Chinese guy by the name of Dane, I'm quoting, and somebody else helped, well, didn't help, actually minted the coin, which means that, you know, they were basically doing all the fucking tech, all the whatever it is. I mean,
yeah,
they rubbed.
I had a lot of people reach out to me, a lot of people of which wanted me to do a show on, maybe have him back on and kind of question him. On my interview with him, one of the things I was really pushing for him, and I was a little skeptical on, was him have a gate or hold on whenever people bought and sold, right? Because at the time I interviewed him, I think the market cap was like $10 million, like some crazy amount.
Yeah.
And he held 60%. And basically, if he gifted anything, if any influencers or any of his people bought in, or he gave any to any insiders, they could pretty much sell at will. And he was like, well, I don't want a gate. I want the flexibility to sell and buy and blah, blah, blah. So here's my opinion, and just my opinion, is I don't believe Dom was malicious in there was a rug pull. I don't think he was malicious and it went in his pocket. I think he was negligent. He didn't have good oversight. He didn't have good control. And he was just too green to understand what was going on. And the rug got pulled from him and everybody else who invested. That's my opinion. But right. I offered some advice, some real advice during my interview with him to have that gate on there, because even though, let's say, he had the gate on most of it so it couldn't be sold, if somebody did try, they call it sniping too.
Right.
If somebody snipes or rug pulls, that would at least mitigated it so it wouldn't go down to $13,000. So just my opinion for the record is I don't think he rug pulled consciously. A rug pull is generally he would sell at 10 million. He would take out the money first out. He would make maybe 2-3 mil, and then we'll go down to 13,000. In this case, nobody really profited that much, but somebody as a team probably chopped up a few $100K, and him and his people were left holding the bag.
Right. But he blamed these guys, the Dane guy and somebody else, with rugging. And then we find out that those guys were like responsible for minting this thing and like doing this whole thing.
Yeah, I'm not caught up on that. I haven't seen Dom's show in a little bit, so I don't want to comment on something that I don't know.
Yeah.
But what does track is there was a lot of sales volume that was basically cratering the coin, and I think it was down to like 200-300K liquid, and I think that's when he pulled out. I mean, here's the thing: you don't know whose wallet is who. People could say they do, they don't. However, because it's such a small audience, you can kind of tell. So if there's a position of like 190 grand and then it sells, that's more likely his, right? So I think he did have to sell out of defense or maybe keep some of the money so he doesn't lose everything. But he definitely was adversely impacted by getting sniped by those guys, 100%.
Okay.
Because like, why would you consciously lose money?
No, yeah. I mean, I kind of have the same thing that I don't think that Dom did this because he said, I'm going to scam people. I think that people who were involved went into it knowing that they were going to rug, and they just kind of, whatever they told him, they sold him a dream, whatever it is.
Correct.
But he's still trying to capture the dream.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, he had kind of like 2 bites at the apple. If he tries to do it again a third time, he would have to have some serious controls. Again, have a gate, and really have it set up. The other part is just my opinion, and I'd love to have Dom on to chat with him about it. Is I think one of the challenges is he wanted to build like an ecosystem and give utility to the coin, but he kind of was like putting the plane together in midair. He was almost better off building the ecosystem first, having the travel agency set up, the website set up, the ability to collect and convert from Solana. If he were to do that up front and then build out the coin, then at least people holding the coin can use it for something, and they would be less likely to sell.
Right. Right.
So again, kind of like building the plane as he was at 27,000 feet and trying to ascend at the same time.
Yeah. Hey, listen, we wish everyone the best. I mean, I don't see it still, but whatever. I'm not investing, so it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's a meme coin. So like, think about it for a second, right? I mean, I have a portfolio. I have zero in crypto. I'm just not a crypto guy. It's pretty sad because I interviewed this guy years ago, and Bitcoin was $800 at the time.
Yeah,
and I didn't listen, right? So I should probably have a machine that kicks me in the ass every morning to wake me up. But aside for that is I don't have any crypto in my portfolio. But like, if I were to dabble in any meme coin to have a little fun, it would have to be completely discretionary and just fuck around money, right? So if people were to like put real money in, whether it affected their savings or their retirement or that kind of stuff, that's like completely ill-advised for them to get,
Yeah, and when people talk about meme coins, they use these popular examples to justify like their own existence or to justify the idea that a meme coin could blow up. Like they'll use Shiba Inu or they'll use what was the Shiba Inu Doge. These are like cultural phenomenons. Like this is Elon Musk. This is people talking about it. This is birthed out of meme culture.
Yeah.
This is like, you can't compare it. It's not. You're talking apples and fucking.
Well, one of the challenges, and if he does decide to do a third, but one of the challenges is, and this is not a knock on anybody, we all have channels, right?
Mhm.
And our data is probably similar. I think our audiences are like 90% men. I think it's like from 35 to 55, and that's just not the market for crypto. So even if like we have a little more discretionary income because we're older, we have no clue about it, and it doesn't make sense to invest. So the other part is he was kind of like trying to sell it to a market that wasn't really understanding. So that maybe some of the people that did buy in, bought in good faith, but did probably get left holding the bag because they didn't know how to sell or know how to sell quick, or maybe thought of it as an investment. So like he has to kind of really, in my opinion, I don't do any crypto marketing. I don't do any like investor relations and all that. I don't know. It's risky. But if he was my client, I would advise him to really build out a full ecosystem, get it going, get it moving. And then once that works, then plug in the coin. So people could I could buy, I don't know, you a shirt from his website with the coin, and that has some utility to it, right? But the challenge with that is, if let's just say you're a vendor and you accept the money to sell the shirt with the coin, well, I got to go buy more shirts with real money, so therefore I would take it off the exchange. So that means you need a lot of people in his ecosystem, probably thousands of active people in his ecosystem. I think he said something about bots. The reason why he needed that was because it had to prop up the demand to go into to get bigger exposure. Challenge with that is the bots do work, but you slowly lose money over time. So it's a race to the bottom.
Wait, explain that to me with the bots. Why did he do the bots?
So the bots will buy and sell the coin in real time to raise the volume. And as I understand it, I'm just making this up. Let's say he had volume of 1 million units bought and sold within a day.
Right.
In that coin base, if you get a certain level of volume, it will automatically cover it, because it looks at it like, oh, wow, this has movement. Let's go ahead and move it to the top. Hey, guys, this guy's getting a lot of volume, and the additional exposure might have other people come in and buy it because of that. So the bots just generate, respectfully, some artificial demand to get more notice. And then theoretically, as it get more notice, more should be purchased.
That's kind of crazy, dude. I don't know.
But the problem is with the bots is you peel off losses, because it's not, unless, okay, think about this, right? If it continually goes up, the bots keep buying it at a higher amount and spend more money, so you're losing money that way. Now it's even worse if it goes down, because if you keep buying against the pressure, it's going to keep buying basically an investment that's going to lose money. So again, just ill-advised. Like I don't think he knew what he was doing. I think he admits that.
So bots are buying though, but that's not guaranteeing that like people are buying. It's just bots
Correct.
buying. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
it's to stimulate the demand, but the truth is there was demand. I mean, I think he had, and it showed it on the stats. I think he had like 3,000 like active investors or
Yeah.
people that bought, and it's just a demand. It's really just supply and demand. If you have 3,000 to buy in, and kind of like what was that movie with the Big Short? Not Big Short. The one with the Robin Hood one with GameStop. Golden hands, right? If everybody sat tight as a cohort, it would have been fine. But the problem is, what do you do? As much as maybe you like Dom, but what do you do when you have an $8,000 paper gain? You're like, oh shit, you know what? Let me sell. And then greed kicks in, and when it starts to go down, there's a run on the bank.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh no, BTX Phoenix, it definitely ends up being deceptive, and I think again, I think the advisors that he had, I think just gave him either incorrect information or duped him as well. I do believe he believed in the coin. It just the people under him by hook or crook just fucked them,
Yeah. And I think they had a lot of control over the technical aspects of this thing.
Yeah, because he's not a programmer.
Yeah.
I don't, again, I never got deeply involved with that stuff, but I know people came to me for raises, and I would never invest in that. But if I were to, I would never invest if the founder's not a programmer, because then you're trusting somebody else on what to do. And again, just there's no controls.
Crazy.
So
what else is going on, man? You're gonna be back on YouTube this year?
Yeah, I'm looking to get back on. I still have my old Mobsters Inc. channel. I want to start doing.
I got some ideas for that channel for you if you want.
Please. I actually hold I got a patent on it. Like I actually got the trademark. So like if it goes somewhere, it could do something. I actually wanted to do something on El Mencho's money. Like they're not gonna get to his money, believe it or not. And what's interesting is he probably was worth like north of 20 billion, and there's a good chance that the government
How much?
North of 20 billion.
God damn.
Yeah, like because the cartel operates a lot like in Dragada. Like a lot of their money gets made illegally, and then they siphon into like legal systems. Like there's like areas in Puerto Vallarta that like the hotels are all owned by like the cartels, right? So they have like real assets and shell companies upon shell companies. So when they try to like kind of follow the money and go after the funds, they literally go. They pay big money to do this, but it goes into dead ends. Like it's not like the movies where they get on Mencho and there's like these like these stacks of like $300 million sitting there, like that Chinese guy with the fentanyl. That money has already been washed over 10 times and is in the system, and the government is not going to see a penny of it.
T-Bone asked, Frank, do you have a regular job? Yes, I do. I wish I could make this my regular job. Me and Brett talk about that, right, Brett? If we didn't have to work no more and make
yeah, it'd be great.
It'd be great. No, we work.
It would be great.
This is another hump. This is a hard way to make money, that's for sure.
Well,
for sure.
It's fun though. We have fun doing it.
Yeah. Well, no, you were saying earlier that like some of the money these guys wanted, again, against popular belief, I think I've only paid like 3 guests, maybe 4 to ever appear on the show. And these were some pretty big names, and they were nowhere near those monies, nowhere near, and nor would I have paid them either, those amounts.
Right. I mean, yeah, we get it.
And the truth is when you pay somebody like say $2-3 grand, you're not going to make any money on it. It's more or less just to build a brand or to get a cool interview or talk to somebody who you wanted to talk to.
Right.
And then you make money later off the sponsorships or some other stuff. But yeah, like I spoke to Cantrell. I spoke to the father and the son, and their ask was pretty heavy.
Yeah, I mean, because they don't know how, I guess, or they not that they should even care, but they don't know how the YouTube payout or whatever everything that works. I mean, I guess some creators can do that, like the interview heavy creators, where they have such a big audience that it doesn't matter who the hell they interview, Tom. Their audience is going to watch it.
Yeah,
it
like
be,
Vlad. Yeah, well, Vlad has a big audience. He'll pay something. he doesn't pay a lot. I don't think I don't know what he gave Joey, but I don't think he ever paid over like $1,500.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he doesn't pay a lot because he's a businessman. He's got to make money off it. And for you to drop like $5,000 on an interview, you'd have to make, have to get 70,000-100,000 views, and that's minimum. So it doesn't make sense. The economics don't work. It's just poor economics, Now,
right, and he's a big creator, so he's doing them a favor too by platforming them. So it's like whatever. But
well, if you're big enough, either if you're big enough, you're giving them the platform so they get to sell books or whatever the hell they're doing. And number two, the bigger platforms will pay for maybe airfare, they'll pay for hotels, travel, and you get on a big platform. So it's like that makes sense. But for the smaller channels, it makes zero sense.
You know who makes a living out of this is John Alite. As we speak, he has like 4 fucking interviews this week. He has people who books them for him, and the thing with John is he has presence too. When you look at John, and the way he dresses, stuff like that, I don't give a fuck where if you never heard of if you never heard of him before, you want to hear him.
Yeah. I mean, listen, listen, you can say many things about Johnny Alite, but he probably was the best marketed guy in the space, right? Because you had other guys like Ramundi and other guys were full of shit. Whether you believe Johnny Alite, that's up to you. But in terms of like his where he was in the mob versus where he is in the mob genre, one of the best self-marketed guys out there. Like to the point, like it should be studied at Harvard because he literally self-marketed himself to a point that he built a career off it.
Yeah.
Think about it. Who marketed, and Francis is another one, but Francis also is a friend, but he also has had money before, had resources, and was a capo and did what he did, right? Maybe embellished in some people's opinion, some things, but Johnny Alite being like an associate, not even being Italian, really built a career around that. I mean, that's crazy,
And he's a councilman now, so I think
English town.
He has a look, and so does Francis for that matter,
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't hurt when all these. I mean, John Gotti's Hitman. I mean, it doesn't hurt, I guess.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, if you look at it like conversely, is like Sammy's the opposite. Sammy actually has a legitimacy in terms of the life, and then the second he broke off from that guy Carol, his show just went in the gutter. Like here's the thing: what people really got to understand, and people may agree or disagree. You need a Brett, you need like a Jeff Nadeau, you need a Carol, you need somebody behind the show or runs the show or co-hosts the show
for sure.
to build up the talent, right? The blocking and tackling, the interviewing, if you're a little serious scripting, maybe getting sponsorships. And a lot of the shows really didn't take off because there wasn't good partnerships. And the truth of the matter is you need somebody to be the backbone of the show. And then Sammy, he was like, I don't know, like he said something bad about Jeff Nadeau on one of the live streams. Like, who does that, man? It's like, I don't know. But the truth of the matter is, you need somebody, you need a good partnership. You need to know how to monetize it. I think who's probably doing it the best right now in terms of monetization and business is probably Joey, because he leverages Cheesesteak Place out of it. That probably does $2 million a year. He probably has name rights. He probably has some equity, and his piece in the place is probably worth $500,000 to $1 million, and he does nothing, let alone what he makes off the show. So to me, that's leveraging.
He's successful for sure.
And then if you want to look at income, I don't ask RJ what he does personally, but I think RJ and Mikey did it the right way in terms of monetization and just building a brand in that way. So there's all different ways that you could monetize, but those are the two that probably did it the best.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, Francis got his wine and he'll sell that for a whole bunch of money. But again, he also was kind of big out of the gate, where you guys and everybody else kind of started off smaller. And you guys have something special. You guys have a nice, it's more of a niche show at this point, I guess, because obviously it deserves a lot more exposure. But for what you guys do relative to scale, man, it's pretty solid.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, this is you know how it is, Tom. But I'm trying to get. I mean, aside from this show, but I'm trying to get out of this. Obviously, I made some good connections this past year. I'm trying to get away from this. That's why Crime Spot, and I know you'll probably give me shit for this. I mean, That's why I take breaks from Crime Spot and I recoup and I say, all right, what am I going to do next? I reach out to people and try to do walk and talks and trying to do all this other stuff. Because when I do those series, when I do the walk and talks, I get the views. But I'm just not gonna. I don't know. I'm stubborn too. I'm not just gonna do interviews to do interviews. I'm not like an interview guy.
Let me ask you a question. Has this show helped or hurt that channel? Honestly,
It probably helped because a lot of people that weren't following me came over there and followed me there from this channel. I don't think it hurt.
Yeah. What are the things that people don't realize, that watch, and respect for the crowd, but there's creative fatigue. Like there's only so much ideas you can come up with. There's only kind of stories. There's only so much you can do. You just hit the nail on the head. You're not going to do interviews just to do interviews. A lot of people do. I probably did content to stretch things out that I might have not have normally done. And after a while, you kind of, creative burnout. You're like, I'm done. And you just like, you ever see like a creator, they're doing really well and out of nowhere, they just like dip, like out of nowhere. You just get burnt out. And the other part is like in this space, like you guys stay out of the drama, but like, it's not fun. Like it's not like, like if I'm not going to make a lot of money doing this and it's not fun, then why do it?
I felt that way. I mean, as far as the views gone, the thing with us is the content, we got it. It's the time. Sometimes we're restricted. We work, we fucking work, but at the same time, we got content. We make content within, if we want, in a half hour, an hour, but we have stuff too that we still need to do that we never have time to do it. And it's because we have other things that we do in our life. Brett has 2 shows, he's trying to get other shit going. He works.
Yeah. Yeah, but you guys have some, I'm not just saying this because it's you guys, but you guys have something special where because he has a Crime Spot network, he's still like living in Queens. He still has kind of like ear to the ground, if you will. And then I told you, Frank, like I was attracted to hearing your story because you represent a time where like you were kind of like the last of the Sicilians before it got Americanized, kind of right before the beginning of the Gotti era. And there was that time where like the mob was strong. I remember you like, I don't know if it's my show or was listening to your show, but like you brought me back, not that I lived it during that time, but in terms of thinking of like, Knickerbocker Avenue when there was dice games above every bakery and people were making like out of nowhere, the neighborhood just changed because all the heroin money was pouring in. Not that I respect that because I hate drugs, but you gotta say, hey, for a bunch of immigrants who couldn't probably even read English, you fucking made major money. So like that's fascinating to me. I want to live that life. I don't want to like be near those people personally, but it's cool to hear about. It's interesting. And like after, in my opinion, I think the CIA brought down the Pizza Connection, and I asked Andrew Bustamante that he was the one. He's a former CIA guy. He goes, it could be possible. I still think that the CIA brought them down. That's just me. But after that people talk about the commission case. It wasn't the commission case. The Pizza Connection was probably the beginning of the end of the Mafia in the U.S.
Yeah, for sure. It was, and they needed a scapegoat. You're not too wrong from that. They had to blame the Italians, for what they were doing in Afghanistan,
Well, that's the thing. And the reason why it was the beginning and the end is, don't get me wrong, you got rid of the leadership of the 5 families at that time. But let's be honest, I don't think any of them had the real teeth at that point. I mean, they were all probably late 70s back then. Now you're 70s, you're still spry, right? But back then, Castellano, what is he, in his 80s? Tony Salerno, older guy. Like these were older gentlemen that even if they lived outside the cage, probably had 5 years at best. Where things got really messed up is, I would probably say, because Persico continued outside of that, the successors were all disasters. So that accelerated things, but it wasn't the end. When the money started getting taken out of it, which was the heroin money, that was the beginning of the end.
Yeah, they're never going to make that. Yeah, that replaced fucking small-time coke dealers. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you had 3 trials going on, so, and I know people give me shit. Yeah, I talk about Roy DeMeo all the time, but that trial, people trying to kind of put that on the back burner. Castellano was indicted
Those cases.
before the commission trial. He was indicted in '84,
Yeah.
and you had this thing where basically you had this crew of 20-something guys.
Yeah.
Who nobody knew who the fuck they were, and you had Nino Gazzi and Paul Castellano, and it was basically a human chop shop fucking indictment going on.
Well,
With these other 2 things too, people seem to forget that was fucking also going on. I don't know why, but
no, I completely agree with you because think about like a tripod, right? You need money, which was a heroin. You need leadership, which were like the old guard, and you need muscle. So when you pluck 20 guys off the street or whatever ultimately was gone and who was killed and who whatever that was, you took a lot of muscle off the street. Once you remove the money and you remove the fear, what else is there? You might as well get a job. You know?
Yeah. But how long was that go? I think the beginning of the end of that kind of fucking those kind of crews, like the human chop shops, if you will, was the 80s, the mid 80s. I think those crews been around since the early fucking 20th century. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And law enforcement must have had bodies always going here and there. But the technology started getting better. People weren't afraid to talk. And then the 90s, I guess the people in my age group tried that shit too. And I think,
Vic and Gas had it going at least until 92.
And the Colombo Wars.
And then the Colombo Wars too.
Yeah, but so here's the thing though. There is almost like I don't say a cop out, it's not the right word, but there is almost a technology. They're still killing people in Canada. They're still killing people in Italy. They're still killing people in Australia that are mob related. It's really not like technology. It's just the culture changed. Rico just crushed it. If they don't get you on if you do two or more crimes together and you're part of an organization, you're cooked at this point.
Yeah.
Well, it just didn't make sense. And then the other thing is in Canada, they don't have RICO. And number 2, they still follow the Sicilian rule of going after your family. So they don't have a problem killing your wife and kids. So you're less. See, I think in the tripod of what made it strong was the leadership, right? So I know, like in Sicily, at least as I understand, if you go away and you're a soldier, they mail money to your house every month or give money to your wife every month. Probably not a lot, 2,000-3,000 euro a month, but something, right? People care about their family first, right? So if I know I'm going to protect my family by ratting, I'm probably going to rat, right? But if I know I protect my family because they're not going to get harmed, I'm going to go to jail and I know they're going to get money. That's better. I'm actually protecting my family by standing up because they're going to be able to be fed. And one of the craziest things that and this is from multiple sources, is the money going to your family wasn't like very family centric. I heard the Genovese were pretty good about it, but I really heard that it mattered who your captain was, not who the boss was, not the family. You had a good captain, they would take care of their crew. You didn't have a captain,
makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, look, fucking, you had so many mob associates get involved in fucking murders that bosses told them to go do. When they went in there, they didn't get money because they were associates. Go figure that out.
Yeah,
they ratted.
But
that money they would bring into the house and this and that. Well, they were only associates. We don't have, we only take the treasure. The chest is for the maid guys. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, but that's wrong, and I'll tell you why.
There's a bunch of scumbags out there. Listen,
the
money guys. You know how they survive? By fucking paying off the other guys. Some of them even fucking acquaintances with people out there that they shouldn't be. But since they're money guys, they let it slide.
Correct.
What do? They do diversions. They go after other guys that don't like that talk because they make it look like they stand up. There's a bunch of fucking cocksuckers out there.
But if you
believe me.
Yeah, but if you
you know who you are, because when I'm talking, I'm putting it towards some people.
No, but this is the truth, right? So just think about this. Let's just think present day Sicily, right? island of what, 3 million people, and this is at most. I'm talking at most. There is at most only 5,000 probably made men on the island, and that's probably being generous, right? But there's probably north of 100,000 associates. The power comes from the associates. Right now, you can't necessarily support every associate, but if you're an associate on record, right, and you're privy,
there's levels of associates, Tom.
Correct, and you're privy to the information, and you're about to take a pinch. In my opinion, at the bare minimum, pay for the lawyer, and if they go away, a bag of cash goes to the house. Why?
That ain't happening. Forget about that. I don't know what movies you've seen. That's not happening.
No, correct.
It's all up to the captain. You said it's about the captain.
Yeah.
That argument's been an argument that among us, always talked about it. Why doesn't this guy get money? Or why does that guy? Why is his wife working at a fucking Scaduro's as a fucking cashier when he was around fucking people? That shit been around forever, dude. And you got a lot of these scumbags too. They'll go fucking pay a guy that might fucking put a bullet in their ass before they help out the guy who wants to break a window for them. You understand?
Yeah.
Right? They're out there. Believe me, they're out there. I could go on.
Yeah, but think about this from like an organizational standpoint, right? And again, so like you can't be a little pregnant, right? If you have associates and they're privy, they're doing work, they're killing, they're doing work, they know what a cap like there's associates that took down full borgadas because they possess information all the way to the top. Well, how does that associate know this information? Because of their upline, because of their captain, because of their soldier they're in a record with, right? So if they're going to give them that information and the ability to take them down, they should also get the benefit of keeping their mouth shut and getting something for that. Then don't say anything to them. Why have associates? Again, I'm not saying all associates should get money if they go away, but if you really look, a lot of associates did if you really look at the informants, right? If you go like the list of informants on Wikipedia, a lot of the major informants that dealt the biggest blows were actually associates, and there's not as many made men that flipped as you think. I think the Genovese only has like 7 or 8 in its history. So like we're not talking about a large number of an exit as made men. We're talking about disgruntled associates who got fucked, or at least feel they got fucked, and those are the ones that get pinched, right? So if you're making so much money, have some money to the side that the captains hold on to that says, you know what, Frankie got pinched. Here you go. Here's a bag. You're less inclined, and you have a better chance.
It doesn't happen. And if you're around fucking money guys that's sending you to do things, chances are you're going to get a fuck gots because they're afraid. They start getting afraid themselves, like you're going to talk or something. I have a relative of mine, $2,000 you scumbagged me for while I was in jail.
Okay, so Frank.
Listen to my story because I lived it.
Yeah.
For $2,000 during Christmas time, I had a job at a door. A guy covered the door. The place got busted. Guy has more money than God.
Yeah.
He said, nah, you know what happened? We got busted. But then when every fucking time Dick and Harry comes out of jail, who might bust their ass, they got an envelope for them.
Yeah. But so here's the thing that they're assuming.
You know, and it goes beyond that too. I mean, it goes beyond even fucking talking to people they shouldn't be.
Yeah. But here's where the math doesn't work, right? The captains and soldiers assume that you want to be made so bad that want or desire is going to exceed your reason to betrayal, right?
There's some good people out there, though. Let's not fucking forget about the good captains. And there is. Like Wild Bill used to fucking do the right thing by his people.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of that. There's not a lot of them. There's guys that do. People that did the right thing by people in their clique. Bobby Glasses was another one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they exist. I'm just going after the one. It's usually the money guys who get made, had no business getting made. They're usually the scumbags.
Yeah, but if you think about it,
out scumbags. Just they fucking, I don't know what the fuck, you know, they talk shit too. Then after you're in jail, it's like, well, I never told them to do anything for me, or I never did this and that. And listen, because one thing I've become late in life was honest. Yeah. One thing I fuck with, I don't have to fucking bullshit about my past or anything like that. I don't have to, you know, if you don't like it, it is what it is. You know, most of the stuff I did, a lot of it I did on my own because I was just a fucking crazy ass little bastard. You know, I wasn't thinking straight, you know? But there was things that I was set to do. They didn't give a fuck. They couldn't give a fuck. So all this shit about, you know, putting the bag together or you making this economic plan on and nothing to talk to you, Tom, about how the mob should be, or in Italy they do this and that. That's probably 20% of the truth, not coming from you, the way things work.
Yeah. But I'm smart enough to know incentives, right? So there had to been a time in your life, and respectfully, you either wanted to be made or wanted to be a person respected in that life, and that was a force of nature to drive what you did. Is that a fair assessment?
I wanted to be an asshole. At one point, I wanted to be an asshole in the worst way. Do anything fucking I needed to do to fucking have people say, "Wow, that kid got balls." That's what I wanted.
But what was your end game?
The end game, the main thing wasn't even. After a while, it became a fucking thing. I don't think it was going to happen because once I was fucking up big time. You know, I wasn't a money guy, and I was learning real quick. The people that were getting made in the Bonanno family in my era were either money makers around people that they knew who they were with pedigree. So you either somebody's kid, the Paul Cantarellas of the world, and people like that. My kind of generation was getting shifted aside in the Bonanno family. Then Joe goes to jail, and Vinny opens the floodgate on people like me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's so. Could that happen eventually? Of course. Was I able? Yeah. I was doing stupid shit since I've been 19. You know, I was hanging out with wise guys at 23, 24, going out drinking with them. It wasn't like fucking, but I wasn't what they were looking for. They were looking for the shitty kid with a lot of money, and so they could fucking milk him.
Yeah, but so let's just say at your peak, right? Whatever that was in terms of, I want to have the right to be an asshole, right? Meaning I want to be a made guy. I want to be untouchable. I want a brotherhood, right? I want to be part of a brotherhood, right? But I bet you before you informed, I bet you the value of becoming a made guy was much less at that point than it was years past. Is that fair?
Because 20 fucking Bonanno guys flipped before I flipped.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was fucking haggling over a fucking $2,000 with a relative of mine on a phone.
Yeah.
Gave me the worst fucking 2 hours of my life. I kind of think he did it on purpose because I was fucking bad-mouthing his wife's family.
Yeah.
He said, fuck it, you know what? Let me just fucking have him, you know. So that's how it worked out. But then I didn't come in there with a pen and paper. I was there for 2.5 years with 7 days left to go to trial.
Yeah.
When I did talk to the fucking government for the first time, I stood in the shower for about an hour. I felt like one of them fucking, God forbid, chicks that fucking get violated. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't get real as that.
Yeah.
So all these people say this, that, and the third, and everything like that. Fuck that. Nobody. And if you're a kid listening, listen. Nobody's gonna have money for you out there when you get arrested. Nobody's gonna fuck. And when you get arrested and you look back and that judge is looking at you, look back. See how many people are there that you know. The only people going to be there is your family, your immediate, if you're lucky.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, but that's the thing, right? If you look at what was kind of taken away from you, you were a little later to the game, meaning the average wise guy probably made half the money in your generation versus the previous generation, right? When we talked about the rise of the Sicilians, the heroin money, the construction rackets, whatever it was, right? There was big money in it, right? When you kind of take away the money, it takes away the desire to do it, right? Incentives, right? Number two, when you take away the money, respectfully, you get less talented people. Listen, we could talk about how much Joe Massino brought the Borgata up. It doesn't matter. It's not how you begin, it's how you end. At the end of the day, he wasn't the right guy, and he showed it, right? But
why?
a guy
Because he flipped. If he didn't flip, he was going to be the right guy, wasn't he?
Correct, but ultimately he did. So he.
I mean, not to quote. I mean, trying to quote my uncle, God rest his soul, wherever the fuck he is, my Uncle Cheech. He who wins is always right.
True.
So we could have these fucking hypotheticals if this and the third all fucking day.
Yeah.
You know, Frank, do you somebody Doug? He's a good question, Doug Ross. Frank, you think some of the guys on the street would take advantage of you, man, even if they knew who your family was? My friends would take advantage of me. People didn't take advantage. My family took advantage of me.
Yeah. Yeah, but my only
used to go.
I'm agreeing with you, and you're the expert on this. I'm just giving you again. I just know incentives and why people do what they do, and you remove the incentives, that's when things crack. But there's really, in my opinion, two reasons why there was nepotism. One, you know this, especially in Sicily, they made sons even if they were in half of an idiot, because what happened was the second the old man died, if you weren't made, they'll just take everything, right? It literally.
Yes.
They'll like if you and Brett were brothers and you had your button and Brett didn't, they will come and take Brett's shit, right? Like literally, they don't care whose brother he is. He's not a made guy. They will take his shit. So there's been historical kind of like precedent to make their sons because they wanted to protect them once things go right. Right? You ever hear like when Billy Catola Jr. when I interviewed him, he said they literally came like 2 days later. And we're like, where's your father's book, right? It's a different ball game if Junior's.
They look at it and kill him. They don't look at it and kill him because we talk about the Tomasulo case.
Yeah.
The Milano family. That's a perfect example. Me and Brett have talked about that in length. That's and then if they do get made and they're still Mama Luke's, they don't kill them. They only take half their money and make them feel like they're part of something.
Yeah, but they at least keep something. And they're protected. The second reason why they make family is you have a lesser chance of ratting if it's, think about this, right? You respectfully informed, right? But let's just say for discussion, it's you don't want to see, your niece's godfather go away. You don't want to see your niece's father go away. You don't want to see your uncle's son go away, right? Like you would have a lesser chance of informing if you're a blood relative or at least related through marriage. So that's the theory behind making these people, right? But again, here's a problem. If these people are not right for the Brigada, it's going to always come out in the wash, right? Like how many people, like you said, shouldn't have got made that did. And these guys didn't end up in like leadership positions. They didn't end up running the Brigada. They didn't end up taking everybody into the sunset. They either got killed, shelved, or fucking were useless. So it all comes out in a wash. You know what I'm saying?
That's just the life in general. How many people we still got here, Mr. Brett?
Is he awake?
160. Sorry, I forgot I was muted.
Well, what do you want to do? I know it's getting late. We're going big.
Yeah, I know we're sidetracking, but no, I'm just like I said, it comes
No,
out.
I'm just saying, what does Brett want to do? He's probably like, let's get the fuck out.
No, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm just listening.
Oh, okay. What
So
do you think?
I got a question for Frank.
Sure.
And we spoke many times on and off camera. I know 7 days.
In a fantasy world, according to the Euro guy, but go ahead.
Yeah, but okay, so 7 days before trial, you decide to say, you know what, this is not for me. In my opinion, I think before that, subconsciously, you knew this wasn't right, right? When did you know? No, like what was that affliction point?
When they started giving me more discovery while I was going to trial. What I felt was a circumstantial case became a fucking an open and shut when they showed me the goods. And what they did was while I was in prison, they worked on people I committed the crime with, and they flipped them. And if I had to fucking go to trial, they wouldn't have exposed them. I'm talking about, not people, not double hearsay, but more like and the years went up too. And not only that, fucking, I was pissed off at that time. So I got pissed off over something that I never talked about. That one day might come out. And that was it. But I took that conscience. I mean, I flipped it. Nobody else did. A lot of people get pissed off. But I felt that they had the goods on me.
All right.
I was 33 when I flipped. I was 34.
All right. I doubt you did this, but let's go back to that age.
But if you did, go ahead.
And let's just say shortly before you flipped. Imagine you're alone in a room, you're in a cell, and you have a piece of paper and a pen, right? The left you're going to write 3 things down for pros, reasons to flip, and 3 things, cons, why you shouldn't flip. What were the 3 reasons to, and what were the 3 reasons not to?
That's a good question, actually. I don't know. I just was pissed fucking that basically over such small stuff people couldn't take care of the thing. My lawyers, you know, I didn't have good lawyers. I didn't have nothing. I was going to look at life. At one time, they even threatened the fucking needle on me. And I wish I would have had better lawyers. We would have turned it around, because they didn't have. They were just fucking with me because they knew I didn't have lawyers. You know what I mean?
So hold on. So let's unpack that really quick, or summarize that.
The
revenge aspect, right? You probably felt helpless, and let's be honest, self-preservation. So to me, those are all.
No, I was pissed. I was pissed at an individual for sure.
Okay, so what are the 3 things you gave up, or what were the cons that you said, you know what? If
I wasn't thinking at the time when I did fucking. The problem was when I did proffer, and unlike I couldn't proffer and go back and fucking live a normal life, because that was the first time I ever talked about any kind of crime to cops. I mean, I've been interrogated in the past, but I lied to them, because that's what you do when you get interrogated. But I never confessed about anything to any kind of law enforcement until then in my life, and nothing. I never called 911. I just didn't do it.
Yeah.
And at that point, I felt fucking like I couldn't take that back. You know, I couldn't pull a John Gotti Jr., you know, because I would have been fucking living with that for a long time.
Yeah.
It's a dry snitch. I just didn't like any type of snitch, you know. So it was what it was. Matter of fact, they told me too. They go, listen, if you wanna not do this, I'm giving you like a month and a half too much, but I think we want you.
Yeah.
And I thought about it, you know, and the more I thought about it, the more I was like, you know, this is fucked up, you know.
Yeah.
I asked questions like, I don't have to do this to this one, that one. I'm not going to talk about that. And they were like, well, no, we want you on this case. You know, we want you just for this certain case. So that put me at ease, because I still up to today have a lot of fucking, I have a lot of love for a lot of people out there, you know. So I didn't want to hurt certain people.
Well, all right. So doing what you did, right, whether we like it or not, there's a certain level, for lack of a better word, betrayal, right? Whether we like it or not, right? So when you ultimately flipped and closed your business with the FBI, did you feel you A, betrayed yourself, B, betrayed your blood family, or C, betrayed your Mafia family?
My Mafia family was my blood family. The only problem was I didn't betray them because I didn't tell on them. That's the misconception a lot of people here get, that he told on his family. I didn't tell him. Yeah, okay, if you consider everybody I knew my family, but I didn't put them in prison. You understand what I'm saying?
No, but I know
that's what people get fucked up here.
No, I'm not inferring
that my family won't talk to me. They don't talk to me not because I told on them. They don't talk to me because I told on the thing we were about.
That's what I'm getting at, because I'm not suggesting you.
Well, that's what people get fucked up.
Oh, they can. I mean, then they're misinformed. What I'm trying to get at is you knew respectfully that relationships with your blood family would be done by informing on your Mafia family, right?
Absolutely. So, and that was one thing I did worry about. And you know, what the fuck are they gonna? What the fuck was I thinking? It was very hard. And I said, what are they gonna fuck with my family, even though I'm not talking to them? What are they gonna do? Kill my brothers? Kill my you know, I don't know. And then Joe Massino flipped.
Yeah.
Like 3 months later. Was I totally out of the fucking, you know, out of the, didn't have to worry about that stuff anymore? No, I did, because I still have family in Italy, Sicily.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they felt about that, right? So you get shit like that.
Yeah.
Was I totally out of the fucking no? But it helped a lot. When he flipped, it helped a lot. Believe me, it helped a lot of families out.
Did you feel somewhat justified when you flipped?
I couldn't care less. It was just I felt that relieved. It wasn't about. See, my argument wasn't the mob is just a bunch of treachery and bullshit and stuff like that. I always knew that. We were just having a conversation 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
It wasn't about that. I knew that. So he flipped, big deal. My thing was me. I flipped. It wasn't about them. You understand?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be here like some people. They killed my best friend. They killed my girlfriend. Somebody slept with my girlfriend. I wasn't getting all this money and everything like that. Even though I said my cousin, whatever, fucking whoever, my family, wasn't giving it to me. That wasn't. I blame it at the end. I talked. Fuck it. I could have waited 20 years, caught him outside or somewhere, and took care of it that way. I could have did that. I could have. Well, it took 4 years. I would have been out already looking for him.
Well, let me ask you this. So you knew by informing, that basically you're out of New York, right? And you're out of never go back to Sicily.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
But am I gonna go up and fucking hang out in the coffee shop?
No, but I'm just saying, like, you had to close that chapter of your life.
Me and you will go in there and go, hey, look, I'm back, guys.
You got to see me when I was in my old show on 18th Avenue. I had like my head on a swivel. But anyway. So you informed, right? And then you had the post life in somewhat Witsec, and then you left Witsec. If you had to do it all over again, would you inform?
No. No. If I had to do it all over again, because it's a hypothetical, it's too late now. If I had to do it all over again, I would have wish I wouldn't fucking would have done nothing. I would have went to work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would have went to work. Do I regret not being? Do I miss that old life? Do I miss my friends? Do I miss going out here having good laughs?
Yeah.
And the good friends I left there, not all having to be gangsters and stuff. Of course.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Well, let me ask you this. So you're in your 50s. And
Sure.
you knew a lot of guys, right? So like you had a benefit of, or curse, however you want to look at it, of knowing guys from the other side, knowing guys born here, all different guys, right?
Yeah.
And whether we like it or not, we tend to compare ourselves to other people. If you look at the lives, as far as you know, of the guys that are still out there and not in jail, right? And you're like,
the guys that are still in the life?
That are still in the life, not in jail. How did a lot of those guys end up? And if you could have ended up like one of them, would you trade for that?
No, because again, it's a hypothetical. I don't know how to answer that. Do I ever wish like, if I was still out there, what would I be today? No.
Okay, but how about this? Think about 5 guys that you know off the top of your head, right? Don't share the names, that are out there and active, that just whatever reason got through the cracks, maybe served some time, but are still in the street, but they're still in life, still in the street. How are those guys doing? Are they money guys? Are they broke? Are they in the third marriage? Are they drunk?
Well, most of them are money and capable guys.
Okay.
They're higher ups.
Okay.
Very high ups. And about 10 of them I know.
Okay.
And I would have to say out of the 10, they don't have to be money guy. I know one that's really not a money guy.
Yeah.
Bad at and people know who I'm talking about. But able, the most ablest probably. And then I know at least 8 of them know how to hold money in their pockets. And I would say maybe six of them, they'd kill you in a minute.
But they ended up okay. These guys out like businesses.
They're active. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's not a part of you that's like, if I did 15 flat and then went out, I probably would run shit because half of these guys are.
I was running. I'd be part of it. I'm not saying I run it, but I'd be somewhere with next to them. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I always look at like, granted my life trajectory is much different than yours, and I give you a lot of credit for facing your demons and overcoming it. So, I mean, I know people don't like informants, but at the end of the day, you're giving up everything.
Nobody likes informants. Nobody likes. I don't.
No, I know, but
I didn't like them when I was in the street. I don't like them now. And if I know, even today, if I know somebody's, let's say whatever, and an informant doesn't necessarily have to be in a criminal matter. Just telling somebody a secret and fucking going to somebody else and telling somebody else about it. It's about treachery. I don't like that.
Yeah. No, I mean, but you one of the things, and again, I this is where I get shit, is I think there's a spectrum of informants. The reason why I came on the show that day, and it was not as friendly towards Mr. Casman is, I don't know who wears a wire on their quote unquote adopted mother. I don't know. Like, I think there
Why
is.
do we have to go there? I'm not going to answer that.
No, you don't have to.
Everybody has their own story.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I'm not going to answer that. I mean, people say, well, this guy wore white. They all told. What's the difference?
Yeah. I mean, you could also.
Why would you never wear one? I go, oh, well, you know, you can't say that. Because once you flip, you flip.
Well, let me ask you this: 2026, which God, it's already getting old, and I'll let you guys go soon because I'm keeping you on way too long.
Well, Brett's like, what the fuck?
What do you think, as far as you know, the daily life of a mobster today? Like, how is it?
I don't know nothing about the daily. I say it all the time. I don't talk about active shit.
No,
I might, but I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Nah.
Because
it goes back to me being a fucking, you know, a hater. If I got nothing good to say about him, even when I talk about Vito, for example,
yeah,
I say, I hope he's doing good. I hope he's not getting involved in anything, which I'm being honest. Do I know what he's doing? I don't. And even if I did, which I don't, I wouldn't say anything.
Well, I wasn't suggesting talk about current people. What I was trying to get at is, you know, God willing, we live another 25, 30 years. It's Cosa Nostra in the U.S. going to survive in 30 years from now?
Organized crime is like prostitution. It's always going to be around. You get 3 people and they're going to do something, they're going to do it. It might not be Italian. It might not be fucking whatever. It might. The Italian mob might be mixed by the time in 30 years. Who the fuck knows? But one thing from the beginning of time is always going to be around: defense and prostitution.
Good point. Economic resistance for either. And then lastly, what year did Giacomo Amato get his button?
I'm gonna make because as much as I'm gonna make the penguin. The penguin. I'm pig face and the penguin.
Yeah, the penguin and the pig. Giacomo got his button. I think 99. He got his button. 99.
I love it. Well, listen.
Can you do me a favor? Can you bring him on your show one day? So
I love to interview him.
Let him know.
All you gotta do is leave a message on his YouTube.
Yes, he begs. He goes on other people's shows and tells them this guy does not know what he's talking about. Whoever's doing this show, just to have people come to his show. That's his form of advertisement.
Was there some public on him, Brett? Like he was somehow hooked up with Sal Vitale or something?
He married into the family.
Yes.
Okay.
And he got arrested in 94 on a banana indictment. He was involved in something to do with gambling. And later on, his family on the other side sued him to recuperate, I don't know, something like $250,000, which they got back. Apparently, he swindled them or something happened there. And they got the money back.
Interesting. Did he have a roach coach as well?
Yes.
Yes, he was a roach coach guy. Yeah.
He got shanked one night.
And he currently lives in the Shang state.
The Shy state.
What's that mean?
The Shang state.
Yeah, he goes, I'm going to go have some sun. I live in the Shy state.
Oh, Sunshine State.
The Sunshine State, yeah. The Shang state.
Hello, friends.
Hello, friends.
That would be an interview. Well, listen, Frank, I appreciate the questions because I love always talking to you.
Absolutely.
I always appreciate your candor. If anything, I owe you a phone call. We haven't chatted in a minute, but
absolutely.
got a great show.
Some fucking dick ass out there is probably saying, "Oh, well, talking about me." Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, listen, I don't know the life from Adam. I just know incentives, and when you take the incentive out of something, people are no longer willing to do it. And I told you,
don't think that fucking somebody's gonna fucking pay your way. You understand?
Don't
think you get in trouble. Don't be fucking doing nothing for nobody unless you know who that somebody is. There's good people out there if you want to still get into that. But I'm pretty sure they know if they're not gonna do something that they're not gonna make you do something they want. Those are the friends I have left out there. Probably they'll do it themselves. If it's the liquor dicks that want to send you places and then fucking pretend they don't know you.
So do you want to hear my next prediction in terms of AI and and the mob and organized crime.
Yes.
So just like eventually you're not going to need anybody in the military. Just we're already using manless drones. There's going to be robots and that kind of stuff. They're going to take the humans out of it. Anthropic basically bowed out because they didn't want to program fully autonomous weaponry, which is already out, by the way, but they just don't want to tell you, right? So what's going to happen with the mob is they're eventually going to have robot hitmen that you're going to have a picture, you're going to have basic information. It's going to be a self-driving vehicle. It's going to get to this guy. It's going to kill said person and then self-destruct. So when it goes to like actually the FBI or the robot FBI goes after this robot and says, wait a second, who killed this guy? There's going to be a robot burning in flames and they're never going to find out who it is. So they're actually going to have like basically AI robot hitmen. Number two, there's going to be virtual. You're going to laugh. Number two, there's going to be virtual gangsters. They're going to create, AI is going to create some guy. You're going to wake up on your computer. You're going to turn it on. He's going to demand $5,000 in Bitcoin to get all your information back. And if you don't, you're not going to get shit. And then you're going to call the cops. You're going to track it back. And it's going to be this AI thing in the cloud. Just look out for it. It's going to be an AI mafia. Watch out.
Yeah. I think you got some. I think that's probably true. Yeah. It makes perfect sense.
I told you I was playing around with I did two things. One, I did heat maps for informants using AI, and I probably try. And it's funny because one of the informant died like about a little bit after, and he was in the heat map of where it was. The second thing is, you remember that kid who killed Callie?
Yeah.
Camelo.
I basically used AI to find out one of 3 institutions that he's holed up in. It's pretty easy. Yeah. So if you ever want to do a real-time show where we use ChatGPT how to do this, I'd be happy to do it.
All right. You heard it here, folks.
Be good, everybody. Look out for those hitman robots. Be well.
All right, Tom. Yeah, hit me up this week. I still got to ask you a couple of things.
Ciao. Be good, guys. Ciao.
Ciao, Tom.
Peace.
There you go. Tom
All right, Brett, what does one do when it's a bottomless valise?
A valise is a suitcase.
A bottomless suitcase? What does one do when it's a bottomless suitcase? Yeah, that's a good point. I guess you're talking about the robots. The AI robots. The artificial Italians.
All right, bro. This was a good show.
Oh, my God.
You had a good time. You're tired, bro. Driving.
All right, I'm tired. I think we've been going for 3 hours and 22 minutes.
Yeah, I got you. All right. Thank you. You're the hero of the show. Vermont, all that driving. Are you working tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
Well, let's get the fuck out of here then. What the
fuck? Took a 5-hour drive today, doing the show, back to work tomorrow. That's how we do it, people.
5 hours. You were boogieing.
4.5, 5 hours. Yeah. Well, I wasn't like deep in Virginia. I wasn't in Burlington. But the unpacking is over. Soto, thank you. Let's give some shout outs before we get out of here. I want to say thank you to Peter Smith for the $5. I want to say thank you to Pasta Patate. I'm sorry, not Pasta Patate, but thank you anyway, buddy. Another Fat Bald Italian. Thank you, buddy. Henry Rocco. Thank you for the donation. Soto, thank you for the donation, buddy. DL, thank you for gifting a membership. And Roro, thank you for the donation as well. Thank you to everybody for hanging out tonight. Thank you to all the donations. We have thank you, Fish. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Joe Root, the great Roro. We got some stuff coming out this week. Next Monday, we'll try to have a guest for you here.
One way or another.
As far as Casman goes, of course, he's got more important things going on in his life with his mother being sick. And of course, he was just arrested. But if he decides anytime this week or whenever that he wants to come on, he's going to come on our show first to talk about his arrest. That's what he told Frank. So hopefully we'll get that to you. Long show. Then Brett is a friend, lives just across the border in Quebec. She works in Vermont, though. Oh, interesting. Yeah. So we'll get that to you. And then, as we said, Pedge is coming on soon, and we got other stuff going on too. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Rocco, Soto, everybody. Frank, have a good night, man.
Good night.